out of the Players Lounge and talked to Channel 9 WNCT sports director Brian Bailey. Talked to him about East Carolina's success over the past couple of weeks, their sweep over Cincinnati over the weekend. And at 5 o'clock, we'll step back into the Delcor Players Lounge and talk to Josh Grosz, who pitched yesterday for the Pirates, knocking off Cincinnati 1, 2, and 3 to get the series sweep over the Bearcats. Once again, welcome into Pirate Radio Live. Chandler Honeycutt here with you. I have Shirley Rhodes here on the mic producing. Hello, Shirley.
What's up, Chan?
How you doing? And we have the big dog, Glenn Griffin. So I think he's trying to get the Facebook and YouTube. We're up. We're live, baby. We're ready to go. So we'll start off today's show inside the Delcor Players Lounge with Garrett Saykir. Garrett Saykir, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I ain't gonna lie. I'm nervous. You remember your first start at East Carolina and how nervous you might have been?
Yeah. My first appearance at East Carolina freshman year, I didn't have my jersey on. I didn't have my cleats.
Really?
Yeah. We were. It was weird. So it was. I had lifted that day. Usually, like when you lift, you don't pitch.
Right.
Like that's what I thought as a freshman. So I didn't even think to look at the board if my name was on the board for people that were available. So I'm just chilling in the dugout. We're playing Wichita State, or not Wichita State. We're playing Wright State, and we're getting beat pretty good. Coach G yells, "Hey, Sailor, go down there and get hot," and I'm freaking out. Had Zach Barnes, former player, go get my jersey. Luckily, I had my cleats in the bullpen, but had to put those on real quick.
Man, so I am somewhat prepared for today's show.
At least you're prepared. I was not.
For those wondering, Clip does have jury duty. I have not had to go in for jury duty once in my life. This is Clip's third time going to be on and do jury duty.
That's tough.
I saw Clip earlier today. He came and did the second half of the Brian Bailey show, which if you missed it, it should be back and archived at 6 o'clock right here on Pirate Radio. But he did come in, and he looked weird. And when I say he looked weird, it's because he didn't have his usual khaki shorts on, his cargo shorts that he likes to wear, and a T-shirt and a hat. He had khaki slacks on, a polo, and no hat. So he looked very weird. So, but that's where Clipper is today, and I am getting the start today for Pirate Radio Live. So we're going to have a fun time today, but we're going to start off with Garrett Saykir, who is back. I feel like we haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
The last time we saw you on the mound, which we saw you yesterday, but the last time we saw you on the mound before yesterday was in Fayetteville. And, man, you were hot. I was actually at that game in Fayetteville, and I believe you got to 5 strikeouts. You just were unstoppable on the mound. And all of a sudden, I remember sitting there and seeing Coach Godwin. You had Zach Womack, and then AK was going out on the mound. And I was like, what in the world's going on? So they go out to the mound and kind of tell us what was wrong with you.
Yeah, well, it was that game against Campbell in Fayetteville. I started feeling something. I came in like the 4th inning, got through the 4th and the 5th, and started feeling something in my back in the 5th inning, and I didn't really think anything of it just because, it was just a weird spot. I honestly thought it was like in my ribs. Kept pitching, then went back out for the 7th and got that first strikeout, and it like really tightened up on me. It was like my oblique, like in more my back area, but tried to throw the next pitch to the next batter and had to step off the mound. That's when Coach G, AK, and Womack came out there and checked on me.
Yeah,
I just couldn't go.
But yeah, like I said, you were looking good, and even when you talked to him for a while, and I remember you actually took a pitch. Like you actually, I guess they said, "Hey, just throw a pitch and see how you feel." And you threw gas. You threw like straight gas, and I was like, "Man, he looks good," but apparently you weren't ready to go.
No, I should not have thrown that warm up pitch. Yeah, my arm was feeling good, arm was fine, but it was just so.
Did it make it worse?
I don't know. I don't think it did, but it would just that was probably the worst it felt on that warm up pitch I had.
Yeah, well, you were looking good that day, and unfortunately, you couldn't go any longer. But I think Lunsford Shinkman came in and kind of limited some damage there, and unfortunately, the game didn't end the way the Pirates wanted it to. And of course, we had the Moreland situation, the Coach Godwin situation, and but let's talk about, I guess, after that injury. the recovery. How's the recovery been, in the past couple of weeks since that injury? So kind of what was the exercises you were doing? What was the training staff telling you to do? And just kind of take us through that journey trying to get back on the mound.
Yeah, those the first couple of weeks, it was kind of a slow process because with an oblique strain, it's kind of like a hamstring strain where you have to just take some time off. You can't really do much. So I'd go and see Kevin Youngs. He'd work on me a little bit, and then this past week and a half is when I really started amping up my throwing. I started throwing again probably a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. But yeah, it was honestly just like a day by day thing, just trying to take it one day at a time. Because it really wasn't fun being out for 3.5 weeks, but I'm glad I didn't come back sooner because I feel great now. So.
Well, that's good. And I was going to ask you about, the recovery time and how frustrating it is to not get out there. I know you want to try to rush back and get on the mound as quick as possible, but you got to just take it slow and you got to get to 100%. And it sounds like that's kind of what you went through.
Yeah. I was just trying to take it slow, and luckily our team, we've played really good the past 2 weeks. Yeah. So it was good seeing that. So it kind of gave me a little peace of mind knowing that the guys are still playing great, and but yeah.
So while you were out, you've been here long enough, Garrett. This is your 5th year here at ECU. So, you're not playing, but you're still probably having some sort of a role in that dugout, especially in the bullpen, maybe with some pitchers. So did you kind of take that coaching role while you were out?
Yeah, a little. I guess a little bit, but we have this thing called a DOI leader, so we call it Director of Intent. It's usually me and a couple other pitchers that are on it, but we keep the dugout kind of in check, keep the energy high in the dugout. So that's been my job for the past couple weeks.
Was there anybody specifically that you were kind of helping out with, maybe some of the younger guys? Because you got a lot of guys like you on this team that are that have been in the program quite a while, but you got a lot of young guys that are pitching for the Pirates this year, including Zach Root, maybe Landon Ginn, and some other guys. So who's some guys you went to specifically in the relief situation that you had to give pointers to, or just had to kind of coach up a little bit?
Yeah, I really didn't coach up many guys just because we're in the middle of the season. They kind of have an idea of what's going on. I'd really have just conversations on the side with anybody that I could, just get to know the game better for them. You got Zach Root, you got Lane Essery, 2 freshman pitchers for us. I talk to them kind of every day about stuff like that, but really, there's been a little bit of coaching here and there, but not really as much as you'd think.
Yeah, so going back to yesterday, we finally got to see you back on the mound for the first time, and I want to say close to a month. It's been a while since we've seen Garrett Saykir pitch for the Pirates, but did you have I know we talked to Coach Godwin after the win yesterday, and I believe he said that he was going to try to get you into the game some way yesterday, and he was able to do that. Did you have any idea you were going to be going on the mound yesterday at all? Or
I threw a bullpen this past Wednesday, so I knew I wasn't going to go on Friday. There was a possibility I would have gone on Saturday, but Spivey did his job, and we beat him in 7 innings. And then I had an idea I was going to go in on Sunday just when we started scoring a bunch of runs. I know they didn't want to put me in a high-pressure situation, but I had an idea I was going in, but it was good to go in, get back out there. Nerves a little bit. Yeah. Had a little bit of adrenaline pumping in me. But yeah, it was good to be back out there.
I was hanging out in the jungle majority of the time yesterday, and I remember for the second straight day had a run rule situation, so I had to make my way over there towards y'all's dugout to get into the media scrum. And on the way over there, I remember hearing the crowd kind of going crazy, and I was like, man, this crowd is pumped up for something. And then I heard, oh man, that's Garrett Saykir's music. And I look out there, and there you are on the mound, and I'm like, well, Garrett Saykir's back. So I know it had to feel good to be back out there. And then you talked about having the adrenaline and having that energy inside of you. And I guess it has to be feeding off that crowd, because they did welcome you back with a warm welcome yesterday.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was standing on the mound. They said they announced my name, and everybody started cheering, and it just gave me the chills. I know my mom she got brought to tears from it, but
awesome.
But yeah, it was awesome to get back out there, get back in front of the fans. It's great to see their support. But yeah, it was awesome.
Clip did want me to ask you. I'll give credit to Clip with this, but he did want to say you've been in situations before when you've had to go in and maybe close out a game when you're up one run. But in yesterday's situation, you go in there to try to get out of there in a seventh inning situation in a run rule. So do you see that as like a save situation? Do you go in there and basically just say, I'm going to shut them down and let's end this game right here?
Yeah. Well, honestly, I forgot that it was the run rule situation. I get my third out and I'm walking back to the dugout, and Justin Wilcox, and he yells at me.
He's like, "Hey, game's over!"
And then I put my head up and everybody's running out. I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot."
Yeah. So
I just treated it like any other outing. It didn't matter what the score was. I'm just going out there to get out.
Well, it was definitely great to see you back out there yesterday. And this offense, we'll go offense. You're a pitcher, but, we talked to Josh Grosz yesterday after the game, and he even said, when the offense is putting up that many runs, it makes it so much easier to go out there and pitch and have confidence on the mound. You want to have confidence no matter what the score is, but when your offense is putting up numbers like they have in the past week or so, especially in the past 2 days with the 10-run rule games. But you got to feel confident going out there knowing, hey, my offense has got my back.
Yeah, it's awesome. These past couple weeks, we've really come together as like a collective team. Pitchers they're going out there pitching for the offense to get them to swing the bat. And then the offense, they're putting up runs for us. But yeah, it's been awesome seeing them come together, and it's been pretty cool.
And you're talking about bouncing back. We want to talk about, you always bounce back, and we saw that, we saw some midweek woes earlier in the season. But one thing we did see when we saw that was a bounce back on the weekend, whether it's a series, majority of the time it was a sweep or it was a series win. You might have lost one over the weekend, but we saw you guys bouncing back after a midweek loss. But then you had that 1 week where you guys were 1-3 on the week. I believe you lost 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 3 in Houston. And what do you do to bounce back after that? You have an 8-game winning streak going on. So for this team, it says a lot for this team. It says a lot about this team, the way you guys have bounced back after midweek losses, and then after that bad week, now you're playing really good baseball right now.
Yeah, I think that Houston week was a big wake up call for us. We needed to come together more as a team, and I'm honestly glad we lost that series, because we wouldn't be the team where that we are now, and it's awesome seeing the guys just like we're having fun playing baseball, and it's pretty cool.
Talking Pirate baseball with Garrett Saykir, and Garrett, it's definitely great to see the guys bouncing back, and one of your teammates, a guy that's been with you here at ECU for quite a while, Carter Spivey, getting Pitcher of the Week in the American Athletic Conference. So we talked to Spives in the preseason, especially at Media Day, and I remember him saying that he's, I've had my ups and downs, and I remember my lows sometimes more than my ups here at East Carolina, and it's been mentally tough. But I believe he said that he wants to come out here and just have a better mental side of the game, and wants to dominate on the mound, and we've seen that so far this year, not just from Trey Savage, but also on Saturday from Carter Spivey, who I've said has been up and down, and right now he's in the upside of his career here at ECU.
Yeah, he's really locked in this year. He's taken over that starter role. All of our starters are awesome this year. You got Trey, Spives, Grosz. It seems like they rotate between the three of them for Pitcher of the Week or Player of the Week or something in our conference, but. Spives went through it for those first couple years, and it's awesome to see him transition into the pitcher that he's become, and he deserves to be.
Talking about a mental side of things and kind of having your downs and stuff, and we'll go to the offensive side of VCU baseball right here, and we'll talk about a guy who's been hot lately. He had a home run in each of the 3 games over the weekend. Josh Moylan is just playing really great baseball. That was a guy we talked to in the preseason during media day, and he talked about his mental side of things, and he wasn't in a good spot, especially last year when it came to his mentality and coming out and playing baseball. And now he says he gets to come out to the ballpark and has the privilege of coming out to the ballpark and playing baseball. And it seems like Josh Moylan is really, really taking those words into action here and is playing really good baseball as well.
Yeah, I mean the mental game is so big in baseball that it's just overlooked by people. And if your headspace isn't in it, then you're not going to go out there and perform at the ability that you should. And Moylan didn't have a great year last year. Little ups and downs he had last year, but this year he's put everything together in these past couple weeks. Like I said, ever since that Houston series, kind of everybody's been hitting the ball really good. And Moylan's just it looks like he's seeing the ball really good right now, and I hope that can continue. And if he keeps that same mindset he's got right now, it will continue.
Talking ECU baseball with Garrett Saykir, and if you have a question for Garrett, please chime in on Twitter, chime in on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. If you have a question for him, I will ask him a question in your honor. Jack asks, he says, "Hey Chandler, can you ask Garrett, what is a Bearcat?"
What is a Bearcat?
What is a Bearcat? Do you know? Because I don't know.
I have no idea. I have really, really no clue.
But you get to sweep over them this weekend at home, but you actually do have to go on the road and play Cincinnati in the later part of the schedule.
Yeah, since our conference is small, we only have 8 teams in the conference. Each team is paired up with another. So Cincinnati's the closest one to us, so we're paired up with them, and then other teams are paired up with teams where they play them twice in the regular season.
How is I'll ask you this: how are you liking the pitch clock situation? Haven't had any problems with that?
No, I mean I usually work fast anyway, and our guys really haven't had any problems with the pitch clock at all this year. I know we've had it a couple times, and that's just from I really don't even know what it's from. It's probably from like a pickoff or something, or they didn't throw it. But yeah, we don't have problems with it. I like it. It keeps the pace of play up. I mean, we're ending games now in 3 hours. When you had a couple years ago when we had sign cards, it'd be close to 4-hour games.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, you go from seeing 4-hour games to going out there to Clark LeClaire Stadium and staying out there for 4 hours. In the past 2 days, we've watched 2-hour games because of because of the pitch clock and the pace of game and the pace of play of the game now. But you also, I mean, when you're putting up runs and you're able to get out of there in 7 innings, you're able to go home and enjoy the rest of your evening, which we did on Saturday and Sunday. So talking ECU baseball with Garrett Saykir. We'll take a timeout. And we'll come back and we'll ask Garrett a couple more questions. If you have a question for Garrett, please tune in to Twitter. We can get it off of that, or on Facebook and YouTube Live. So more with Garrett Saykir inside the Delcor Players Lounge when we return. Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after this.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medispa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com. Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in Uptown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates! Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
Saturdays are your day to kick back, relax, and have fun. That's why Ottavola Market Cafe is the perfect place to go for dinner, drinks, and takeout. Ottavola is open every Saturday at 4 p.m. on the bar side, serving a special selection of menu favorites of appetizers, pastas, and specialty pizzas. Whether it's dine-in, takeout, or drinks with friends, Ottavola is the best choice every Saturday starting at 4 o'clock. Visit OttavolaMarket.com to see what's new, and visit Ottavola on Red Banks Road every Saturday starting at 4. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
Welcome to Russell's Spring Style. Our screen door says welcome to a beautiful selection of new apparel for men and women. The spring colors are bold and beautiful. Men, make your next suit or sport coat purchase easy with in-house alterations to assure a great fit. Ladies, it's Russell's for the best selection in dresses, tops, and slacks for most any occasion. Russell and Rhonda work hard to make Russell's in downtown Washington your shopping destination. It's all about you, our friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here. Just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case, cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Pirate radio sounds different.
Different is good. We are all the same. You'll be ashamed.
Because different is good.
Oh, yeah.
Pirate radio.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Pirate Water. Get ready to party, pirates. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water. Why be yourself when you can be a pirate? Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Wood Ducks Baseball is back. Single game tickets are now on sale. You can get yours today by calling the front office at 252-643-5305. You can visit them online at woodducksbaseball.com to check out schedules for games, giveaways, theme nights, and post-game fireworks. The Wood Ducks hope to see you out at Granger Stadium all season long. Go Woodies. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here is your host, Chandler Honeycutt.
Thank you, Shirley Rhodes. I appreciate that. Shirley Rhodes producing today alongside the big dog, Glenn Griffin, who is on the video side of things. I'm usually in that seat. Instead, today I am in the host seat, filling in for Clip Brock, who has got jury duty for the third time in his life. I've never once had to do jury duty, and I plan on never doing it until they call me to do it. But welcome back into Pirate Radio Live. Welcome back into the Delcor Players Lounge, talking to Garrett Saykir here on Pirate Radio Live. And when we left the first segment, I did say, hey, if you got a question for Garrett, get it in now, because we'll talk to him for a few more minutes before we let him go. But we do have some questions. We got one from Jamie on YouTube. Jamie says, did the players have a team they consider a rival in or outside of the conference besides UNC or NC State?
I mean, Yeah, you got NC State, UNC, Campbell. I wouldn't say they're a rival, but I mean, we always play really good games with them. Campbell's a rival, I guess. In conference, I don't know, maybe Tulane.
Yeah,
Tulane gave
That's who I was
trouble last year. I know they're not having the best year right now, but they could pick it up at any point, so we got to be ready for them. But I would say Tulane in conference.
Okay, I like that answer. I would say Tulane too. But Jamie also has a follow-up question. He says, Garrett's been here a long time. How many times has he been chewed out by Coach Godwin? Is he a yeller?
Honestly, I've kind of been on Coach G's good side for the past 5 years. There was some times my freshman year where he'd get mad at me for something I did in practice, but ever since, after freshman year, I really stayed on his good side. So.
All right, I was going to get to this, but Denny Hoover, who I believe has a relation to Lane Hoover, he says, we need to see your favorite dance moves. We get to see Jake Hunter's. You've got the sprinkler or electric slide or anything. What do you got?
You're not going to see my dance moves. Jake Hunter will stay on that job. You will not see mine. We can get your sons on there, but not mine. I think that's Hoover's dad.
William Landon, he also said, I believe you just answered this question, but he said, ask Saylor if he has a better dancer, or if he is a better dancer than Jake Hunter.
No, Jake Hunter's pretty good.
Well, first of all, I want to ask this. Jake Hunter, when did he start this? Is this like a tradition now? Does he go?
I don't know. He started this, I want to say he started last weekend against UCF, just randomly. I really don't know why. I think some guys pushed him out there and he started jumping up and down or something. And then there was this little kid in the stands against UCF that he was dancing with. So they kept that going, and now we've just, every time, I don't know what the song's called, but it's usually during like a pitching change or between innings or something like that. But yeah, he'll go out there and dance and try to get the crowd into it, and it's become really funny.
Yeah, I've noticed that he's been going out there. The crowd's noticed it. I think the crowd loves it when Jake Hunter goes out there. Just kind of observing Jake, especially like maybe after games, talking to him or just seeing him on the mound. He seems like a laid-back guy. He doesn't seem like a guy that would go out there and do that.
No, I would have never put Jake Hunter out there I would have never guessed that he would do that. But yeah, it's brought his personality out a little bit more. But yeah, he's always been a laid back guy, and it's fun to see him do that.
Yeah, you guys are having a lot of fun, and that's exactly what Josh Mullen said yesterday after the game. He said you guys are just going out there having fun, and you're taking care of business, but you're also having fun while doing so.
Yeah, the number one goal is to win baseball games, but if you're not having fun winning those games, then what's the point?
Right.
But yeah, we've been having a ton of fun. It's been awesome. Coach G, he just makes sure that we don't act like clowns. He likes us to have fun, but we can't act like clowns.
Yeah, we did enjoy the props in the past years. Obviously, that's one of the NCAA rules that were changed this year, where there was no on-field props. But you guys do enjoy that party room, don't you guys?
Yeah, it's become fun. We did it my freshman year. That was before the traffic cone, and then we got the traffic cone. But now we went back to our roots, so we went back to the party room. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. Guys love it.
Garrett Saylor, we're talking to him on Pirate Radio Live inside the Delcor Players Lounge. And Garrett, just one more thing before we let you go. You guys, I was looking at your guys' schedule and the standings and all that before we got on, and I did notice that you guys are great at home, but when it comes to being on the road, you're 4-5, and you're 0-1 in a neutral site game, which was in Fayetteville earlier this year against Campbell. Unfortunately, the game that you got hurt, but you guys will be playing at another neutral site tomorrow. I believe they'll count it as a neutral site. You'll be playing against the Charlotte 49ers inside Truist Field, I believe. That's where the Charlotte Knights play, and it's in downtown Charlotte. Have you ever been to that park?
No, I've never been, but I've seen pictures of it.
The skyline.
It looks beautiful.
It is beautiful, but you guys have actually been able to play in several minor league ballparks this year. What's the vibe like in those environments?
It's actually pretty cool. It's nice playing on like fields like that. we definitely have to bring our own energy, just because it's a big ballpark and we don't get as many fans on the road like that. But we tend to get more fans than the other team. So, but yeah, it's been pretty cool, and we're looking forward to playing against Charlotte on Wednesday.
Yeah, and I believe there's a lot of Pirate fans that will be filling up that stadium. I believe there's some I know a handful of Pirate fans that live in the Charlotte area or the surrounding Charlotte area. So you should be hearing some Purple Gold chants tomorrow in Charlotte, and then you'll be traveling to Wichita State for another conference series. And as I said before, you're 4-5 on the road, but you can change that this week. You've been at home for the past 8 games, but now it's you're going on the road. Does that change the mindset of the team and the players, or do you just kind of stay on pace?
It shouldn't change our mindset. We should still go out there and attack everybody. Yeah, definitely. I feel like if we change our mindset now, then that's when it's just going to go downhill. And yeah, we haven't been playing good on the road, but I think we've played good enough these past couple of weeks to where if we go on the road, we'll continue that streak.
All right, that is Garrett Saykir inside the Delcor Players Lounge, and good luck to you and the rest of the team this week as you'll travel to Charlotte tomorrow, Wichita State over the weekend, and then we'll see you back here in Clark LeClaire Stadium next weekend. Mm-hmm. But you're going on the road, and hopefully you guys can turn that 4-5 record into a winning record, and maybe get that neutral site record back to even.
Yeah, that's right. We got 5 road games in a row, so hopefully change that.
All right, Garrett, I appreciate you stopping in today, and I'm sorry that I wasn't Clip Brock today and you had to talk to me, but I do appreciate you coming in and being my first guest on the show today.
Yeah, I'm glad I was.
Yes, sir.
I was.
All right, well, let's take a break, Shirley Rhodes. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll actually have, I believe, some comments from Josh Moylan, Cliff Godwin, and Josh Grosz after yesterday's series clinching sweep against Cincinnati yesterday. We also had a former Pirate who was in the USFL who made a big play, a guy that you might recognize. He was just here a few years ago. We'll have all that and more, so stay tuned to Pirate Radio Live. We'll be right back right after this.
Standing here beside you, want so much to give you this love in my heart that I'm feeling for you. Let them say we're crazy.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates. They're open every day and have live music every night, along with 18 big screen TVs to watch all your favorite sporting events. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesdays, it's line dancing. Thursday night is the dance party with DJ Kid Scene. And live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for more information on scheduled events, and we'll see you at the Buck.
April is Ram Truck Month at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, and now's the time to spring into huge savings. Get $4,500 in rebates and 1.9% APR on a new 2023 Ram truck. That's right, $4,500 and 1.9% financing. Spring is in the air, and it's time for a Jeep celebration. Enjoy America's most awarded SUV with big savings during the Jeep Celebration event. Hop into a 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $5,000 off, or lease one for only $349 per month for 24 months. Or get a $4,000 rebate on the 2023 Jeep Gladiator Sport, the convertible pickup. Now that's a reason to celebrate. With Eastern North Carolina's largest selection of new cars and trucks and our award-winning customer service, there's no better time or place to shop for your next vehicle.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, across from the Crackville in Greenville. Come see us.
1.9% APR good for 36 months for well-qualified buyers. 24-month lease, 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. Tax, tags, and $7.99 admin fee are not included.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. 2 real burgers, better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
Spring is in the air at your CBD store. Make them your go-to shop for all natural sleep, calm, recovery, and wellness products. Their trusted products are award-winning, third-party tested, and only available at your CBD store. Get 15% off any purchase. Just mention the code SPRING. New gifts and accessories are also in stock. Everything from CBD to charcuterie boards. Spring on by to your CBD store today. Open 7 days a week. Call ahead for pickup at 999-5127. Your CBD store, 420 East Arlington Boulevard, beside Jed's Pizza.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear ENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, University Sportswear ENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit University Sportswear ENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. University Sportswear ENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
Pirate Radio. Pirate Radio. Pirate Radio. Radio.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Pirate Water. Get ready to party, pirates. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water. Why be yourself when you can be a pirate? Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Order Jersey Mike subs on the mobile app and get delivery right to your home, or you can save time and just order ahead and skip the line to pick up from your nearest Jersey Mike sub location. Jersey Mike's a sub above. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Chandler Honeycutt.
Thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Appreciate it. I have gotten through my first interview of the day. Thank goodness. I thought I did all right. What do you guys think?
I thought you did just fine.
Well, I appreciate that. But that first interview was with a guy we haven't seen in a while, especially on the mound. That was Garrett Saykir. That was inside the Delcor Players Lounge. Brought to you by Delcor. Does your cooling, heating, and plumbing need a professional's touch? Look no further than Delcor. They have over 50 years of experience helping local businesses and residential customers with all their HVAC and plumbing needs. Tap into 5 decades worth of expertise when you call the service professionals today at 321-8868 or visit DelcorInc.com, because why get it just done when you can get it done right? That is Delcor. Thanks for your sponsorship of the Players Lounge. And we'll step back inside the Players Lounge and later in today's show at 4 o'clock, we'll talk to Carter Spivey, the Pitcher of the Week in the American Athletic Conference. And we'll also talk to Josh Grosz at 5 o'clock. And then 4:30, we'll talk to a former athlete, Brian Bailey. We'll get his thoughts on the success of East Carolina in the past couple of weeks. But let's talk about some of the success of maybe some former Pirates, Shirley Rhodes, as we'll do a Pirate recap over the weekend. We had some former Pirates showing off their talents, whether it was on the baseball diamond or even the football field as well.
Okay, as a matter of fact, which one do you want to do first? Do you want to do baseball or do you want to do football?
Let's do baseball first. We'll get all the baseball stuff out of the way first.
Okay, so we've got, as we expected, we've got a ton of former Pirates in the minor leagues. Did a weekend check of some of the guys that have been in the minors that are already playing. Gavin Williams, Carson Wisenhunt had some great outings last week. I believe both of them pitched Thursday, if my memory serves correctly, and they both had stellar outings. Connor Norby continues to tear it up in AAA for the Norfolk Tides. They swept the Nashville Sounds over the weekend. He went 2 for 8 for the weekend and picked up an RBI, so he is playing well. And by all accounts, everything that I have read in terms of all the folks that follow Orioles baseball, they fully expect Connor Norby to be a Baltimore Oriole at some point during the 2023 season. So that'll be very interesting to keep an eye on, because they brought up Adley Rutschman, and he is absolutely killing it in the Orioles organization. He had a walk-off home run, his first one of his career for the Orioles on Thursday. So Connor Norby, as it stands right now, they are fully expecting him to make an appearance in the big leagues at some point this season. So we'll keep an eye on that. Also, Jake Washer is playing for the Iowa Cubs. They have not been able to play this weekend. They've had several games canceled due to inclement weather, so they've had a little streak of bad luck there in terms of weather situations. Bryant Packard is playing for the Erie Seawolves, and he has played a couple of games, yet to register a hit so far this season. He is struggling a little bit at the plate, but I fully expect him to catch fire here soon, because, you know, he is Bryant Packard. So we're going to keep an eye on him as well. Several pitchers in the minors. Jeff Hoffman, who is now back in the minor league system, and he is with the Twins organization. He's pitching for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. He pitched yesterday, went 2 innings and struck out 5 batters, so he had a good outing. Zach Agnos plays for the Fresno Grizzlies. He had an outing yesterday. He got rocked a little bit, only went 2/3 of an inning and allowed 2 runs. And on a couple of hits, he did strike out 1 batter. So we keep an eye on him. And I'm trying to think, there's one more that is escaping me right now. Trey Benton is also on the Akron Rubber Ducks. He is in a relief position with the Rubber Ducks right now. So you got Gavin and Trey on that same pitching staff, so you can keep an eye on that. And I am missing one more, and it's just escaping me. CJ Mayhew, Bryson Worrell, still in that rookie league, and they have not yet started their season. So once that starts, if they continue, because they joined that rookie season late. And Bryson had a good outing, and C.J. Mayhew also had a good outing. C.J. Mayhew with the Angels, and Bryson with the Braves, and they may get moved up to that single A at some point, but we have not seen that yet. So just keeping a close eye on that transaction page just to see if they move around, because, of course, in the minor leagues, everybody gets moved around. You get called up, you get sent back down, you get shipped, you get promoted and demoted. So there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to Major League Baseball.
And great updates there, Shirley Rhodes. It's funny when you said Trey Benton was on the Rubber Ducks along with Gavin Williams. Miss Cheryl Williams, who is Gavin Williams' mother, I have her on Facebook. She went live the other night when Gavin was pitching on the mound. So I actually was able to watch some of Gavin's, I would say live, but obviously there was a delay, but
right.
I was able to watch Gavin pitch, and anytime that she would end the live, she only went live when he was on the mound. So I remember going back at one point, and I was like, wait, that's not Gavin. But that stance on the mound looks very familiar. Who is that? And then it was Trey Benton. So it's pretty cool to see two former Pirate teammates at that on the same minor league team.
And one from your neck of the woods, if I'm not mistaken. Trey Benton from somewhere around in that way. Sampson County?
No. So Trey went to West Columbus, and that is
Columbus County.
Sarah Gorda, but it's spelled CERROGORDO. But I've heard people say Sarah Gorda. So that's the town. It's right outside of Whiteville.
Okay. Wait, did you just say Whiteville?
I try to. You want me to say it how I usually say it? Whiteville.
Okay, I was here to say
he's right outside of Whiteville.
Not normal for you to say Whiteville.
So you did not have the D in it, brother. You're not saying it true.
Yeah. So he's from right outside of Whiteville, and Gavin's right outside of Fayetteville. So, but Gavin actually went to Farmville.
Yep.
But Gavin Williams went to Cape Fear, which is right up the road from where I'm from and where my parents had the
Wasn't
restaurant.
there a draft party for Gavin at your
Yes.
parents'
Yes, there was.
restaurant?
I was telling Garrett Saykir about that, about how Gavin Williams had his draft party, was selected 26th overall, I believe, in the MLB draft. and he had it right there in downtown Roseboro, baby, at Vinny's Pizza, Vinny's Italian restaurant in downtown Roseboro. So, but I remember the day we were actually hanging out, and we were off because I remember being at the house when Junior, Gavin's dad, called my dad and said, "Hey, we're not going to go to Colorado." They had planned on going to Colorado. He said, "We're not going to Colorado now." It's very last minute. He says, "Can we have the draft party at Vinny's? Can we have it?" And then my dad was like, hell yeah. Yes, we can. Sure. You talk about a top 30 selection being drafted and him watching it at our restaurant. Sure. So then that's when the light bulb went off in my head. I said, well, wait a minute. This is a perfect opportunity for work. So I called Jonathan and Troy and all you guys up. I said, hey, Gavin Williams is having his draft party at my parents' place. Do you mind if I come in late on Monday? And
intern Chandler, I believe.
Had you started? It was my first year as a official employee. It was my first year as an official employee after the 4.5 years I was an intern. But
Chad.
So maybe that was a big step in my first year of employment.
Hey, it was content, baby.
Hey, I was pumping out content. It was great to have Gavin Williams in Roseboro that night and celebrating it with us. So,
as a matter of fact, okay, so two more things. One, I did finally remember the one other player I was missing. That was Thomas Francisco. He plays for the Peoria Chiefs, and he's been playing very well. He's off to a good start. Update on Alec Burleson. He left Sunday's game after he took a foul ball off of his shin. He was listed as day-to-day with a shin contusion. The good news is that the x-rays were negative. He is back in the lineup for today's game in the DH spot, so he's going to bat second for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Awesome. Thanks for the update, Shirley. I really don't think there's anyone better in this business when it comes to keeping up with former Pirates and the pros like Shirley Rhodes. And that is a lot to keep up with.
It is. It's quite a bit to keep up with because you have to – there's a lot of box score reading. Minor League Baseball, their website doesn't do a real particularly good job of updating their stats, and so sometimes you have to rely on just the box score because it's just difficult. And then you have to read the transactions every single day because, like I said, there's a lot of moving parts. So, and we talked about Gavin Williams. He's going to be he is another prospect that could see some Major League Baseball time before this season is over, because even though he is in AA ball, I would not be the least bit surprised that he could take the same fast track that Alec Burleson had, where you just kind of burn through all of the minor leagues before you get that call up.
Absolutely. And by the way, I saw a video. There's two things I want to point out here. I saw a video of him pitching, of him striking out like 5 or 6 guys in a game. First thing I want to point out, we knew this guy was big, but he is 6'6", 255 pounds.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He is 6'6", 255 pounds, throwing like 100 miles per hour. So he's got the tools physically, and with that 100 miles per hour fastball that could just sit just about anybody down. Speaking of sitting people down, one of the 4 or 5 batters that they showed him striking out, take a guess of what those batters were. It was Bryant Packard. He sat down, and I was talking to a guy in the jungle yesterday, and I told him, "Hey, I saw Gavin struck out Bryant Packard." Guy said he struck him out twice.
Yeah,
he struck out Packard twice. So a little pirate on pirate crime there.
Yeah, and Carson Wisenhunt is, I want to go back to him for just a moment because I don't want to overshadow Carson with the success that Gavin had, because Carson had a very short season last year. He wasn't able to, I believe he did do the rookie league last year, so he had a short season. And he has come back, and from what I understand in some of the videos that I've seen, his off-speed pitches are absolutely filthy. He has really worked on his off-speed pitching, and he has been very successful, at least in the single A. He has really gotten the attention of the Giants, in terms of keeping a very close eye on him. He's already a high prospect for the Giants, but I think as he continues through this minor league season, he is with the San Jose Giants, which is the single A team, and I think that you're going to see a fast track if he continues to pitch at the level that he's pitching right now. And I mean, he made the batters look absolutely foolish Thursday when he took the mound for for San Jose. So if he continues that trek and he continues to be successful, I think he and Gavin will both, at some point be at least in AAA by the end of the season. If not, I think Carson might have a little bit of a slower track just because he's kind of a season. Gavin's had a full season in the minors, and like I said, Carson only had that short season, so he may have to slow it down just a little bit. But I think both of them are well on their way to the path to the majors.
Shirley Rhodes is on top of it when it comes to former Pirate baseball players in the pros. There's nobody like it in the business. You want to take a timeout when we come back?
Actually, let's do one more thing. Since we talked baseball, let's talk a little football, because the USFL kicked off their season over the weekend, and Warren Saber had a stellar game. And of course, if you remember, he let me see if I remember correctly. He injured himself last year, was out, could not play. So he's back this year. He's with the Michigan Panthers. And his first game back, this is what he did.
Bahar is intercepted. He fired it to the outside, and this pass is picked. It's Saber with the football, and Saber cutting it back, trying to get a pick six, wants to extend for that goal line. It takes it down inside the 5-yard line. It's Kenji Bahar who ran him down as Saber was thinking pick six all the way. Warren Saber out of East Carolina. He had 4 picks at East Carolina his senior year alone.
Jack, it's 2 slants, and Saber's covering the inside slant, and he jumps the outside slant. You got to see what the inside cover guy does. A savvy move by Saber, and a big-time play for the Panthers. And what a tackle by Kenji Bahar. Things were starting, the Panthers were reeling a little bit. They had the block punt. They had the unnecessary roughness. One more time, a big play by Saban changes the momentum of the whole thing.
He was so close.
So close.
So close to a pick six.
That guy basically, Saban was stretching out, trying to get it to break the plane. They eventually knocked the ball loose, but it went out of bounds, so they ended up placing the ball at the 2. Michigan did eventually put the ball in and score a touchdown, but Warren Saber just is close for getting a pick six in his first game back in the USFL.
And the guy, if I remember correctly watching the video, the guy that he got to like the 3 or 2 yard line, guy wraps him up, he's able to stand up, and I'm sitting there thinking, watching the replay, like, just stretch out and score. But he was just a yard or 2 short, but that set him up for a touchdown. And it's great to see guys like Warren Saber, who were kind of overlooked when it comes to the NFL, especially trying to get drafted and didn't even get a fair shake when it comes to like an undrafted free agent deal. But the good thing about the USFL and the XFL and these types of platforms for these players is if you make enough of those plays, then you might can propel yourself to the big league, which is the National Football League. So, all right.
Glenn? Oh, I thought Glenn was getting ready to say something, but yes, you're right. And I think what it was is I think Warren, first of all, if you go back and you look at that replay, Warren, he jumps the route, but he jumped the route. The quarterback was so glued on the receiver, never saw Warren, and I don't know what he was looking at, to be honest with you, because Warren was by himself. It wasn't like there was another defender in the area and was trying to avoid that one and didn't see Warren. Warren was all alone, and that Houston Gambler quarterback just made that pass, and Warren stepped right in front of it, and he had nothing but green grass, and it was fun to watch Warren. Like I said, he was out all season long last year due to an injury. He had to fight his way back and get back on the roster, and he was booking it down that sideline. And then when he got wrapped up, he was trying to drag the guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he was so concerned about, dragging him, that at the last minute, I think he decided to stretch, but at that point, the guy was already pulling him back. But good to see him. He also registered 3 tackles in that game. So, he is off to a stellar start. And, of course, Skip Skip Holtz in the USFL, coaching the Birmingham Stallions, who won the USFL championship last year. So he is back for another year. So there's going to be a lot to keep up with in terms of Pirates in the Pros. And then, of course, we've got the NFL draft coming up.
Yep.
We've got Keaton Mitchell, Ryan Jones, of course, Holt Naylors, C.J. Johnson, and Isaiah Winstead. So we've got some players that potentially could, get picked up draft weekend. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. And if you want to keep up with the latest rumors in terms of what teams are interested in what players, make sure you follow us on our social media as well, because we are constantly keeping up with that. I think the latest report was there was an article that came out today. Some guy wrote an article about why he thought that the Patriots might be a good fit for Holt Naylors.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of interest in Keaton Mitchell, because right now the downside is his size, but the upside is his speed. And a lot of teams are really, really taking notice, and not only just Holton, but Keaton as well.
Yeah, Holton. I don't know who he's hired, if he's hired anybody for PR assistants or just getting his name out there, but there has been some awesome articles on Holt Naylors, the former QB1 here at East Carolina. And I don't know if you saw the one, I think we posted it, but the one about him
a real Viking.
He's
a descendant of a real, not a Conley Viking, because he is a Conley Viking.
I was about to say, not only is he a DH Conley Viking, but he's an actual Viking.
Like a real Viking.
Which kind of makes sense, because all of Morgan's kids are 7 foot tall.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't argue with that.
They are Nordic as heck.
Dude.
They really are.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's a picture out there somewhere of Morgan
of
and
all of
his
them together.
Boys, and all the boys. They're huge.
Because you can tell the scale, because there's some other normal sized humans in the group photo. Because there's some wives and stuff in there, and you can tell the scale.
You can see the comparison.
Right, the scale of these Nordic humans versus everybody else.
You can see the comparison between a Viking and just a regular human being.
The thing about Holton is in his family,
he's the smallest one.
The brothers are bigger.
Yeah, I think he's the smallest one in his family.
No, he is. I believe he is. You look at those pictures, he is actually the shortest one, and he's definitely the shortest one out of the boys.
But amongst us, he's a big guy.
Oh, he comes in here and I have to look up at him, and I'm like, this guy's a quarterback.
Yeah.
And so, and now I could say this guy's a Viking.
I think it's helping him up, because he grew up with these older brothers that were just giants.
And they probably just pounded him into the ground as kids. So, I mean, you go back and look at his Little League days, when he played baseball, and you look at him, compare, 13-year-old Holt Naylors to a traditional 13-year-old, and man, he really looks the part. Oh, he definitely looks the part. So, looking forward to keeping up with, because I know the Packers have some interest in Holton. The Giants,
the Patriots out there.
Patriots,
recently.
Yeah. So there's been
the Bills,
lot.
I saw.
The Bills. Seen a lot of smoke with the Bills.
The smoke I've been seeing from the Bills is that who's a quarterback that can be behind Josh Allen and can
emulate the style.
And that name is Holt Naylors in this one particular article that I saw. So the exposure is being put out there for Holt Naylors, and it should be an interesting weekend for him and his family come next weekend when it is NFL Draft Weekend. Carter Spivey is here. We'll talk to him. Let's take a break. We'll go back inside the Delcor Players Lounge, brought to you by Delcor, and we'll talk to the pitcher of the week in the American Athletic Conference, Carter Spivey. So stay tuned. We'll have him. We'll have a lot more in hour number 2. Stay tuned. We're right back right after this.
I can't give you what you want, but you got to come home with me. And I still got some good old loving, and I got some more in store.
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, what can you do for people looking for a new vehicle in 2023?
We can show the people the number one selling car in the region, the Buick Encore, the Encore GX, the Envision, and the Buick Enclave. We've also got Cadillac dominating the market with the XT4, XT5, and XT6, and we continue to get new GMC Sierra trucks in daily. Please come see us at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
We have some pretty refreshing news coming to you from Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. It's called called the Essential Collection. It's made with coconut water and real fruit juice, so you know it's always going to have a refreshing, superior taste. Plus, it's only 90 calories and has 0 added sugar. This might just be the most refreshing seltzer yet. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer Essential Collection. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Greetings, friends of Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. We are currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. If you want to be part of a thriving school system that focuses on educating students, growing our employees, and promoting positive mental and physical health initiatives, we encourage you to become a part of our Pitt County Schools family to help ensure success for the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
Did you know that it's illegal to dig without first calling 811? 811 is a free program that locates underground utilities, marking them with flags and paint lines so you know where not to dig. Accidentally digging into utility lines interrupts service and could seriously hurt you or someone else. If you know someone who's planning to dig, encourage them to call 811 at least 3 full working days before they dig. 811 is free, it's safe, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Greenville Utilities and this station.
At US Cellular, you can get one line for just $29.99 with unlimited data, which is good news for you, friendly hermit who shuns society and lives in a cabin all by himself.
Wow, thanks. You know, you'd be surprised how much data a hermit goes through.
Actually, I'm not that surprised at all. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
At Papa John's, we start with better. Like our fresh, never frozen dough made from 6 simple ingredients. And our dough can save you dough. Get 2 or more Papa Pairings favorites for just $6.99 each. Order now on the app from Papa John's.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Hey, Pirate Nation, this is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Greenville Utilities Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with their utility costs, and you can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to your GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation, and GUC will match all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Chandler.
Thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Appreciate it. Welcome back into Pirate Radio Live. Going back inside the Delcor Players Lounge, we talked to Garrett Saykir in hour number 1. We'll talk to Josh Grosz coming up in hour number 3. We'll have Brian Bailey also in this hour as well. But right now, we will talk to, I don't know if you know this, you probably do, but the pitcher of the week in the American Athletic Conference, he is Carter Spivey. Carter, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Now, you're told, or at least we're told, that you guys ignore the noise, but you can't help but kind of sit back and enjoy that Pitcher of the Week award. I mean, you talked about it in the media day in preseason about your highs and your lows and in your career here at ECU and your long career here at ECU, but you've been doing really good this year as the Saturday starter, and you did a great job this past week, and obviously you did because you've been named the Pitcher of the Week. So talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a tremendous honor, but try not to look too much into it. Try to stay kind of level-headed, stay even keel and everything, because once you start riding the highs and the lows, that's when you get in trouble. So that's something I've picked up and learned over my time here, and as you mentioned, my long time here. But yeah, obviously it's a tremendous honor, and Josh Moylan, I believe, was also on honor roll, so he had a heck of a week this week too.
You brought up Josh Moylan. I was going to bring him up later in the interview, but that's another guy that we talked to in the media on media day in the preseason, right before you guys kicked off the season against George Washington. That was the guy we talked to about his mental side of things. And maybe, I guess, he wants to say a down year last year, and maybe his mental side of things was not the best, but he talked about in the offseason, and the biggest thing he wanted to do was to get his mental side right, to get more positive, to be able to say, I get to come out to the ballpark every single day. And we've been able to see him have a great season. We saw him over the weekend have a home run in each of the 3 games that you guys had. So you guys both, when it comes to the mental side of things, you guys kind of are on that same page, and you guys are kind of bouncing back from that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, baseball is a very tricky, very humbling game. Once you start, getting a little too overconfident, or maybe you're a little too low, like it can surprise you. And like I said, that's something I picked up on over my time here. And I mean, credit to Josh. Obviously, you mentioned it last year. Probably wasn't the year that he wanted or expected, but I mean, look at him now. He's the best he's ever been, and I think that's just kind of tells you about who he is as a person and as a player.
You were talking about it earlier about being level-headed, being even-keeled, not getting too high, not getting too low. I was talking to Garrett about this earlier, but we seen the midweek woes earlier in the year. But one thing that we saw earlier in the year after those midweek losses is that you guys would go out and produce and perform well and get the series either win or sweep. I want to say it was a sweep every time after a weekend or a midweek loss. So you guys are not getting too low, and you guys are bouncing back. And I also mentioned the 1-3 week. I don't want to talk about it too much because you don't want to go back in the past. But you guys had that 1-3 week just a couple of weeks ago. But since then, you haven't lost a ball game. So you guys have been able to bounce back, and I guess that just kind of tells you the mentality, and that just tells you a lot about this program and the mindset for these players.
Absolutely, and it's important to remember that, because obviously you're not gonna be perfect when you go out there. Baseball's a lot different than maybe like football or other sports where you're only playing once a week, or baseball it's 4 games a week, right? And or at least 4 games a week. And I think the goal is to go out there and just play as hard as you can, and the more times you do that, the more times you'll end up on the winning side.
Talked to Josh Grosz yesterday after the game. We'll also talk to him in the third hour of today's program. But he talked about how this offense has been producing runs, and when they're doing that, and when they're putting up runs like they have, especially on Saturday and Sunday where you saw a 2-hour game because of a run rule situation, that's got to be it has to bring a lot of confidence to you guys on the mound when your offense is going out there and putting up runs for you guys.
Absolutely. It definitely makes our job as pitchers a lot easier. And then on top of that, I mean, our defense this weekend was unbelievable. And we robbed, 2 home runs on Friday, and he had Joey Barini making diving plays at shortstop. And it's really fun when all 3 facets of the game are clicking like that.
Yeah, I mean, you brought it up. I forgot about it, but the web gems this weekend were everywhere, and now I guess it's very confident for you guys on the mound when your offense is producing, and then you also you can go out there and say, hey, I don't have to strike every single batter out. I know my defense is going to play well behind me.
That's right. That definitely, it's a little relieving as a pitcher, because obviously you're not going to strike everybody out, even though you might want to really badly. But you need a good defense behind you to help you out. And I mean, we got one of the best defenses in the country, and you saw that this weekend. During
the 8-game winning streak that you guys have going on right now, what a weird week it was last week when you guys were facing UCF. You finished that series. And we haven't talked to you since, but you finished that series before nighttime on Friday of last week. Yeah. So talk about maybe the rearranging of the schedule for you. How weird was it for you? How's your arm feeling, I guess? So talk about that weird week, that reconstructed week last week.
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, I think it was like we played Houston the weekend before, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, normal week, and then we played doubleheader Thursday and then the one game Friday. And, as pitchers, starting pitchers, you kind of get really set in your routines and everything. And obviously, I think me and Grosz both had 5, or basically on 2 days short rest.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think we were both, a little exhausted after that. But I mean, other than that, it didn't really change anything. And then we got those 2 days back this past week, and it really wasn't anything crazy. But
yeah, and I'll give credit to Clip Brock on that one. Before I did see Clip today, before he had to go back to jury duty, but he did want to ask you about that. And you mentioned routine. We've probably talked with you about this before, but what is the routine of Carter Spivey, knowing that you're the Saturday guy? Because last year there was a lot of uncertainty in the rotation. You really never knew where you were going to pitch, if you were going to start, if you were going to have to come in for relief. So now that you know, hey, I'm the Saturday guy, I'm going to come in on Saturday and pump strikes. What is the routine for Carter Spivey?
So if I'm throwing Saturday, I take Sunday completely off from throwing. I'll get a light lift, get a lot of treatment in, try to make my arm and body feel better, and then Monday will be a light catch play with another heavier lift. Tuesday, a moderate throwing day, no lift or anything. We usually got practice or a game. Wednesday is my bullpen day. Thursday is another light recovery day. Friday, moderate, and then Saturday, game time.
You guys have been home for quite a while. I believe that 8-game winning streak was at home, maybe. I could be wrong, but I do know you guys had a long homestand there in Clark LeClaire Stadium. You'll now go on the road. I looked at your home record is outstanding, but I believe you guys are 4-5 on the road, 0-1 in neutral site games. You'll play in a neutral site tomorrow. We won't see you tomorrow, but we will see you this weekend in Wichita State. But you guys have a chance to kind of rewrite the script when it comes to road games and being successful on the road this week.
Yeah, road games are really tough, and road series are even tougher, just because obviously you're not playing in a familiar environment, and on the road, we kind of get a little bit more downtime than we would here. Is obviously, guys got class and everything, so they're busy during the day, and then, they go to the game after. But on the road, you're just kind of chilling in a hotel for hours and hours. But yeah, no, this is going to be a really challenging week, I think, and it's going to be a fun week too. Just kind of see, what we're made of. We've been playing really well the past couple weeks, and we got to look to continue to build and get better and win these next couple games.
And the trend continues tomorrow night when you guys will be playing on a neutrals field. I guess they want to say it's neutral. I mean, you guys are playing Charlotte, but y'all are playing in Truist Field, which is in downtown Charlotte. Have you ever been to that ballpark?
I actually have a couple of times. I haven't played in it, though.
Man, I've seen pictures. I've been by the ballpark. I've never been to a game inside there, but it's the skyline and the outfield.
Yeah.
But how fun has it been to be going on the road and playing in these minor league ballparks? You were successful in one in Kannapolis when you guys beat Queens. That was a tough game, but you guys did get the win, and then obviously the unfortunate loss in Fayetteville. But that Fayetteville minor league ballpark was pretty cool too.
Yeah, I think it's really neat to play in stadiums and environments that you haven't been in before, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the first time that we played in any of those stadiums, Truist Field included, coming up here this week. But I think it's just really cool. It's a different environment, different atmosphere, and just really fun.
And talking to Carter Spivey, if you have a question for Carter, you can talk to us on Facebook or YouTube Live to ask him a question. But I do have a couple of questions from your teammate, Garrett Saykir.
Okay.
Well, I actually was going to ask you about this anyway, because we found this out yesterday when you came to the media scrum. I believe Steve and Igo had asked you about it, but look, we already have enough injuries on the team. If you could, try not to hurt yourself, but you kind of dodged a bullet there in the past few days, huh?
Yeah, well, sort of. I did wear a baseball off the face there on Monday, and I broke my nose, but it's nothing too serious. It doesn't really bother me at all. And obviously I was able to pitch with it on Saturday, and all went fine. Didn't bother me at all. So I think I'm all good.
Yeah, and we saw JJC in the preseason. I know I was actually out there during that scrimmage when he took one off the nose, and he dodged the bullet there. And obviously, JJC still out with his situation, and hopefully we'll see him in the latter part of the season. And but also, Garrett Saylor had a question for you.
Okay.
Actually, I believe I was supposed to ask this without saying who it was, but
that's okay.
Garrett Saylor asked, when was the last time you cooked?
Last time I cooked dinner? Oof. It's been a while. I'm not very good with that. I say I'm going to be, and then I never follow through with it. But, I mean, it's probably been a couple months. I think the last time I cooked was when me and Saylor and Hoover grilled out at the house, probably a couple months ago.
Carter, excuse me. Sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave. This is the Players Lounge. This is for players who play baseball currently and people that used to play baseball. So if you could please leave, sir.
I'm not here.
Oh, okay. By the way, Clip Brock is back from jury duty, so apparently he got out of that earlier than expected. But talking to Carter Spivey inside the Delcor Players Lounge, and we're talking about the 8-game winning streak, and you guys have a chance to kind of revamp the script when it comes to going on the road and being successful, and you got a chance to doing that this week. We've talked about being even keel, not getting too high, not getting too low. We've seen it. You guys are on an 8-game winning streak. Some Pirate fans out there might say they're going to get big-headed, but that's not the case with this program, is it?
No, not at all. Coach G won't let us.
Yeah, you got to ignore the noise, but the noise this week, at least for the day, is that Carter Spivey is the pitcher of the week in the AAC. Let's take a timeout. Let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll let Clip come into the Players Lounge and ask a few questions. Why not?
I'm a fly on the wall.
No, you're not going to come in here and literally stare me down.
You're the host.
Let me turn your mic on.
I've read the reviews. You're doing a great job. I don't want to. This is like taking Carter out if he's got a no-hitter through 4 innings. Why change it if it's working?
Like Cliff Collins coming out and no, leave me
I'm in the bullpen if you need me, but right now you're throwing great. You're getting outs. I don't want to mess with this.
All right. Well, let's take a timeout, and hopefully we can get some people to throw some questions into the Facebook or YouTube live chat, maybe on Twitter as well. So, because I am running out of questions for Carter, but we'll talk to him and wrap it up with him in the Delcor Players Lounge. When we return, stay tuned. We'll be right back right after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
This is Aaron Williams with Ease Plumbing.
This is Mike Hoggart with Viva Electric.
This is Mark McGlawhorn, Roland Black Heating and Cooling.
We have teamed up to form New Blue Service Group, offering Eastern North Carolina the best in plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Same great local team, same great local service, just a new name. Contact us at callnewblue.com. That's callnublue.com. New Blue Service Group, where we are redefining service excellence. Call us today to help with your plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Go Pirates.
Come pop a top at Jarvis Street Bottle Shop. Jarvis Street Bottle Shop is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. Hosting a tailgate? Stop by the shop and grab a keg for your party or event. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings, featuring rotating NC craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by the shop Tuesday through Sunday, or check them out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
To keep your bodies active and engaged in the activities that you love, you need a good stretch. And at Bodies in Balance, that's the mission they follow to give you the best quality of life. The team at Bodies in Balance can create a stretch or massage program that is right for you, featuring aromatherapy, hot stones, hot towels, cupping, percussion, and myofascial work at no extra cost if requested. And don't forget to mention Pirate Radio and get your first massage for $1 per minute and your first stretch free. Call today at 916-4530 and check them out online at bodiesinbalance.com.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of PIP Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growitpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. PIP, where business goes to grow.
April is Ram Truck Month at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, and now's the time to spring into huge savings. Get $4,500 in rebates and 1.9% APR on a new 2023 Ram truck. That's right, $4,500 and 1.9% financing. Spring is in the air, and it's time for a Jeep celebration. Enjoy America's most awarded SUV with big savings during the Jeep Celebration event. Hop into a 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $5,000 off, or lease one for only $349 per month for 24 months, or get a $4,000 rebate on the 2023 Jeep Gladiator Sport, the convertible pickup. Now that's a reason to celebrate. With Eastern North Carolina's largest selection of new cars and trucks and our award-winning customer service, there's no better time or place to shop for your next vehicle.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, across from the Crackville in Greenville. Come see us.
1.9% APR good for 36 months for well-qualified buyers. 24-month lease, 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. Tax, tags, and $7.99 admin fee are not included.
Pirate Radio.
We are not coming together to just be average. We want to build a program that will year in and year out compete for the American Athletic Conference Championship and compete nationally against any and everybody.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you have real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about the current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for rental houses? ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX and SD Harris Properties can help answer every question you have and show you a stress-free real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. If you have a real estate question, Scott has the answers. Call Scott Harris today at 347-1857. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Chandler.
Thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Big Dog Lynn Griffin on the video side of things. We have the Clipper back. Clip Brock is back in studio, but he's not back in the host chair quite yet. He will talk to Brian Bailey in just a moment. He's coming up around the 4:30, 4:35 mark, and then at 5 o'clock we'll talk to Josh Grosz. Was able to talk to Josh Grosz yesterday after the win, and I believe I haven't talked to you about this yet, Carter, but you know, when your offense is producing runs like your offense has been doing in the past couple of games, especially Saturday and Sunday, it's got to be. Oh, we've already talked about this, but I'll ask you again. You got to feel pretty confident when your offense is going out there and just pumping up runs like that.
Yeah, we're literally talked about the offense last segment.
I don't even listen to myself.
Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely.
Go check the clip I posted on Twitter.
This is there. For Clip. Tell Clip how confident it is to get runs up.
Eye contact.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I mean it's definitely fun and makes the pitcher's job a lot easier. We mentioned it earlier, but the defense was also outstanding too. So not just the offensive aspect, but defensively too. I think like the last 2 weeks or so, it's just been a real joy to be a part of, and it's fun watching them go out there and handle their business like they have been.
Blaine,
I asked, you turn me on there, buddy. I asked Carter during the break, is the offense too good? Would you rather him had only been up 9 runs so you could have kept on going? You went 7 complete. It looked like you had another inning or 2 in you. So were you kind of almost bummed you didn't get to go out for an 8th and 9th?
I mean, a little bit. Yeah. Selfishly, like I take my my start days very personal. So that's the one day a week that I get to pitch, and obviously I want to stay out there as long as possible. But I mean, I can't be mad that we won in 7, and obviously our offense was unbelievable this weekend, and it's just a fun weekend.
If you have a question for Carter, tune in to Facebook or YouTube Live and ask the question in the comments section. We have one from Jamie. He wants to know from Carter, who is the best hitting pitcher on the team? Who do you think that is?
Obviously me.
You? Really?
Grosz said he took one out during BP.
Yeah.
Have you took one out?
I have hit balls out in BP, yeah.
Nice.
Saylor has the box score, the stats, because I think he's 1 for 2. He actually has 2 ABs. Yeah. And he hit a little swinging bunt, which doesn't show up in the box score, but he probably hit that ball maybe 15 miles an hour down the first base line and somehow got a hit. But, I'm going to have to go with myself.
Is he the only pitcher right now on the roster with a hit?
I believe so.
Now that Ryder and Agnos and them are gone?
Yeah, I think Mayhew got a couple of at-bats, and Bridgie got a couple of ABs.
He had a big one.
And he got a hit at Georgia Southern, too, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I think those are the only few.
Jamie's asking on YouTube. He says, "I've really been wondering this for a long time. Do they get to pick out somewhere or order whatever ECU swag merch they want for free? For example, shoes, hats, sweatshirts, etc." I don't really know that question.
No, I mean that's kind of all given to us.
Yeah.
As the perks of being sponsored by Adidas, I think, and they give us a lot of stuff, and we don't want like go out and order things necessarily. If we want something, then we have to actually like buy it. But as far as free stuff, we kind of get it all from being partnered with Adidas.
Did you ask the question about the powder purple?
No, okay. I'll let you ask that.
Does Carter know if they decided not bring out the powder purple jerseys again? Haven't seen them in a while. Not complaining about it, he says. What's the status of the powder purple?
I wouldn't be surprised if we wear them on Wednesday against Charlotte. I think the past few times we've worn them has been road games. I think we're sticking with the purple jersey pin pants at home on Saturday. So I'm assuming that the powder purple is going to be an away uniform.
Which is your pitching jersey, correct? The purple, yeah. And is that your call or?
It actually was a couple weeks ago. Blake, our director of baseball ops, asked me, he's like, "Do you want to wear the powders or the purple and pins?" And I chose purple and pins.
Nice. It's a good look. And you guys have played well in the pinstripes this season.
And I think the pinstripes are a clean look.
They are. They look awesome. Yeah. I've heard from past and current players, they're not as comfortable maybe as the other jerseys. Is that?
No, but they probably look the best of all the uniforms that we have. And sometimes you just got to look good,
Look good, feel good, play good.
There you go.
Eric on YouTube says, "I don't care about jury duty. I can't control jury duty. Don't want to talk about jury duty."
That is a Cliff Godwin talking about weather reference, I believe.
He does not care about the weather. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, Carter. He does not. Neither do we, really. I mean, it's just part of it.
That's something you just can't control, right?
That's right. I mean, it doesn't show up in the box score. It doesn't say, "Oh, they lost because it was cold." No, you win or lose.
That's a good question, Chandler. What if he could control the weather?
What would you do?
What kind of day would it be today?
I mean, sunny and about 70, 75 degrees. That's perfect baseball.
Pretty similar to what we're having, right? So.
Yeah. There would never be you'd have to have rain somewhere to, get the rain on the crops and let them grow. But
on our off days, maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
On our off days.
You got any more questions? I'm out of gas. My stamina is, this is my first start.
You've done great.
Hey, no, seriously, Carter, I do want to know, how have I done?
You've done great. You've done a good job.
Great. Do you hear how high his voice
Yeah.
Hey, you're doing great.
That's not good. You did really good.
Chandler, I read the reviews. It sounds like you did fantastic.
You did
awesome
great.
job, dude.
It was great. And, I was ready to, fill the role because I know you had to go to jury duty and stuff. So
you ever been to jury duty, Carter?
I have not.
Yeah.
I haven't either.
Chandler? No.
I haven't either. Has anybody in there? I believe Shirley has.
This is my third time. They really like me as a juror. Yeah. They know I'm fair and balanced.
Yeah, and there's actually someone we know that's there.
And one of our regular guests is actually on the jury.
He actually commented. I don't know.
So I don't know if I'll have an opponent for Name That Sound this Thursday.
Me.
All right, you ready to go?
I'm ready to
roll.
roll.
You got a newfound confidence after hosting
2 weeks. 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
I want to play with some of the players one day. Maybe they can recognize some names if Shirley wants to do that.
That's a good idea. Maybe we'll do a Players Lounge edition of Name That Sound. That'd be a good idea.
All right. Well, you want to wrap it up with Carter Spivey?
Yeah. I reckon.
Anything else?
I'm about out of questions here. Let's see. Well, Cass says hatless clip is throwing me off. You've ever seen Super Mario without his hat? It kind of looks like that. I want to see that Super Mario movie. I wish they'd have made this 30 years ago when I was really into Mario Brothers or whatever. But it looks really good. You said, what are you watching these days, Carter? Anything good?
I mean, actually, I did just watch the entire Hangover trilogy a couple days ago.
For the first time? Or?
No, not the first time. It was just on Netflix. I didn't know what to watch, and it just popped up, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to watch this. And I mean, that's just funny.
Good for some laughs. Now, the first one was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't, you know what? I should go back and watch 2 and 3. I don't really remember. I didn't even know there was a 3 now that I think about it.
Spoil it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the first one's obviously the best, I think.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it's a good little trilogy there.
All right. With the Hangover crew, who on the team would you put in each spot for each character?
Great question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Who's Zach Galifianakis?
I'm going to have to go Lane Hoover. Or I think there's 2 options. I think Lane Hoover or there's a freshman, Lane Essery, are the two guys there.
What was his name in the movie? I can't remember it.
Alan.
Yeah. All right. So who is the Bradley Cooper character?
I'll probably have to go Grosz for that one, to be honest with you.
All right. Why is that? I'm trying to. So
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think, like, personality wise. Like, I think the Bradley Cooper. I think his name's Phil in the movie. Is just like the most.
He's like the good-looking ladies' man.
Like the most like laid back, kind of like carefree. Like doesn't really care like what's kind of going on. Just
he's got some flow in the movie.
He does.
Yeah.
Grosz needs to work on his flow. He doesn't really have any. So that's the one.
And then you've got the
the dentist.
Ed Helms role.
Helms. He's the nerd doctor.
So who's the nerd on the team?
Well, Bradley Cooper could be Josh Woolen with the flow.
He's got a little flow. But
yeah.
Nerd. I know, it's making me think here now.
You're not the nerd, are you?
I started to say, if you can't come up with it, Spot, it might be you.
We had to put you in that spot.
I mean,
sorry.
I'll volunteer as tribute there.
Who's the naked Asian? Who's most likely to be naked in the trunk of a car on the baseball team? See, y'all were having a good show till I got here. This is Chandler's question, not mine. Don't blame me for this.
I don't know. I'm at the pass.
Pass? Okay. Yeah. We got to pass.
The guy that dances currently on the team.
Jake Hunter.
Jake Hunter, yeah.
Did you ask him about his dancing?
I feel like Jake Hunter.
No, did I ask you? I asked Garrett. I haven't asked you yet. But I was telling Garrett about this. Like, how did that start? One, how did it start? 2, I didn't see this in Jake Hunter. He doesn't seem like a guy that would go out there and do this just by observing him in post-game interviews and seeing him on the mound. But how did it get started? And can you guys believe it? Like us fans believe him going out there and dancing like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why it works so well, honestly, because he really isn't like that kind of person. He's not like the most outgoing, dancing kind of guy. But I mean, I think it's funny that way, and he's bringing out some classic dance moves like the sprinkler and everything out there.
Yeah,
it makes it even funnier.
The gritty. I saw him hit the gritty.
The worst gritty of all time. But yeah, no, it's
I like
funny.
The whatever this is. He was doing the sprinkler.
The sprinkler, Soulja Boy, I guess that was. So.
But yeah, no, I mean.
And this is like a tradition now. Like, I feel like he's going out there every single game the past few.
When there's a mound visit for the opposing team.
Yeah, I think it started. I want to say against NC State. I want to say that's when it started, but I can't remember for certain, and I don't know why he started doing it. He just did it.
And one of the funniest things about the situation is the videos that I see. Like, you've posted one, and there's some other people that have posted. There's some people that are like over there and going, all right, go Jake, splashing water on him and stuff. But like he's out there dancing like a fool, and there's some people that are just not paying any attention to him in the dugout. Like, they're just like paying him no mind. It's so funny to me.
Yeah, no, it's part of trying to get the crowd involved and just get a little bit of energy, a little bit of laughs, lighten the mood in the dugout type deal.
And I love how traditions begin organically, like the Safety dance came from Chris Holba.
Yep.
His warm-up song, and everybody was doing it, and it became a thing. So now this is becoming a thing,
There you go,
just on its own. So
starting traditions.
Yes, sir. All right, Carter. Enjoyed it, man.
Yep.
For my time. Chandler, you can wrap it up.
All right, man. Carter, I do appreciate you coming in and being serious. I did a good job.
You did great.
Hell yeah.
See, my voice was the same there.
Yes.
You had some bass in that one. Yeah, that was good.
All right. That was Carter Spivey.
Did a great job.
Pitcher for ECU. Talked to him. We talked to Garrett Saykir earlier. My time here as the host for today is done. It's been great. It's been fun. Talked to Garrett Saykir. We talked about Warren Saba's interception. Talked to Carter Spivey in the Delcor Players Lounge. Clip is going to talk to Brian Bailey coming up here shortly.
Got to find a hat.
He'll also talk to Josh Grosz in the third hour. All that and more. Stay tuned to Pirate Radio Live here on Pirate Radio. We'll be right back right after this.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Take control of your health with ArcPoint Labs. There are a number of hormones that are important for a male's general health, other than just the common thought of testosterone. The ArcPoint Labs Overall Men's Health Panel test for complete blood count, liver and kidney function, cholesterol, thyroid levels, and more. Get a simple blood test today by getting started at arcpointlabs.com or call 629-6228. ArcPoint Labs. Accurate, reliable, confidential testing. Visit artpointlabs.com.
This is Dr. Phil Perdue from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
The Rick House has a delicious new lunch menu. It's Chef K's Country Luncheon featuring the very best in country cooking Monday through Friday from 11 to 1. Plates are just $12.50 for hamburger steak with gravy, meatloaf, baked chicken, smoked ribs, brisket, and more. Our country sides include mac and cheese, collards, corn on the cob, mashed potatoes, southern greens, and much more. Plates are just $12.50. It's Chef K's Country Luncheon weekdays from 11 to 1 at the Rick House, 710 Red Banks Road in Greenville. Come get you some.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Familia is your go-to spot for the best Italian dishes around, including pizzas, pastas, salads, and homemade desserts.
That's Familia.
Enjoy half-off wine night on Wednesdays, $3 drafts on Thursdays, or get a pizza of the week for just $12.
That's Familia.
Place your order online or call 689-6330, and Familia will have your order ready in their drive-thru window for pickup.
That's Familia.
Clip, really?
Oh, sorry.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Pitt Community College.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
Pirate Radio.
It's great to be on. This is an honor. You know, Pirate Radio is kind of a cult following around North Carolina, so I'm excited.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. David Price Construction, the proud ECU home services partner. Call them today at 919-291-5532 or visit them online at davidpriceconstruction.com. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right. I was hoping Chandler would go the rest of the way, but he was ready to exit the game, allowing no earned runs.
Arm was getting sore.
A little tired.
Yeah, stamina's still not there, but I mean, I thought I did pretty good.
Yeah. Good work.
Look, you have to get out of your comfort zone sometimes in order to grow, and I feel like I need to grow.
Where'd you read that at?
Somewhere, some book I read.
All right.
But look, you got to get out of your comfort zone and be thrown in the fire sometimes, and I did, and I thought I took advantage of that.
Well, we may need you at some point later this week. I'm not completely out of the woods yet, but I am good for today, and looks like probably tomorrow as well. So great to be here. Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt. Thank you to the big dog who has exited stage left, and we'll welcome on now Double B Brian Bailey. Had a great show earlier this afternoon with Steve Shankweiler. He joins us now on Pirate Radio Live. BB, how you doing, sir?
Is he guilty or innocent? That's the big question.
Well, I was not picked for the jury, Bailey, so I have not heard any details of the case, so I do not know.
Such a man. It's got to be a bad feeling if you don't get picked.
Well, no, not at all. It's we'll talk to one of our regulars who joins us on the show every week. Was picked, so we can get a recap with him if he joins us Thursday. So I recognized a few folks in there at jury duty earlier today, serving the community, Bailey, doing my civic duty.
You are.
It is.
You are.
I wish it was like interesting the entire time, but man, there's a ton of downtime. It's very boring. If I could be there, and like I have served on a jury before it was like 20 years ago. And it was pretty fascinating to hear a case and see what the DA presented, what the defense attorney presented. It is pretty neat, but it's also very boring at the same time.
I just watched Matlock.
All right. Jamie wants to hear about the Owen Daffer transfer. Wants to talk about that. So Bailey saw that over the weekend. East Carolina kicker Owen Daffer, who went from hero to GOAT in a matter of a season and a half or so, a season and a game, and just kind of the roller coaster that is a college football kicker. The Pirates brought in, did you see the transfer ECU brought in at kicker, Bailey? Do you know that name?
I saw it with a King.
Speaking of GOATs, Jerry Rice. It's hard to forget that name.
Oh, yeah.
They had a kicker named Jerry Rice coming in, but Owen Daffer transferring out, Bailey, and this comes after the spring, so you've got late margin at kicker. You bring in a transfer, and maybe Daffer saw the writing on the wall there, I assume.
Probably so, and you hate it for him because, as you said, I mean, he was the hero, man. I'll never forget that Navy game, and that was such a tough kick. And when he made it, that was such a big win for East Carolina and for Mike Houston's program. But he had a chance to make a couple other kicks that would have been even bigger. and just didn't happen. So you feel bad for him, but Pirates got to do what they got to do to get the best player out there, and probably he was not going to be that best player.
Yeah, and going to see a few of these. Already seen a few with East Carolina post-spring, and they're going to look to add, as Mike Houston and talked to Donnie Kirkpatrick last week, said they're going to add somebody at the quarterback position. I asked Donnie Kirkpatrick last week, Bailey, about, we love a depth chart. We can you name a starter at quarterback? And he gave the whole, we got two guys that we think can win for us, and there's two ways to think about that. One is, all right, great. We got two quarterbacks, Alex Flynn and Mason Garcia, looking good. They can be ready on game day. If you want to look at it glass half empty, it's Mason hasn't, kind of overtaken his spot as the leader of this team, as the number one quarterback. So you can go glass half full or glass half empty on that, I guess, depending on how you look at it.
Well, they also have that saying in football, if you have two quarterbacks, you really don't have any.
Yeah.
So that's the other way you have to look at it. But I think, I think in this situation, they're still trying to see if Mason can get a hold of everything, and the way they want their offense run, it looks like Alex Flynn has gotten it figured out. That he is, somebody over there told me that he's been kind of like a Holton Ahlers on the field, that he knows it so well and get him into the protections and that kind of thing. So I think that may be the hang up. I think talent-wise, there's no question who QB1 is, but until they get the whole package figured out, then I think you may be looking at a little bit of a quarterback competition.
So what? This is all crystal ball, sports talk radio, throwing out things. Bailey, what is your ratio, your percentage on Garcia starting to? I'll ask it this way: what is the percentage that Alex Flynn starts at Michigan? In your opinion?
Now?
Yeah.
As we sit here, if you base everything on what we've seen so far, and you can only base what we've seen in the scrimmages and in the spring game. So, what we saw in those situations, I think Alex is above Mason. And talking to Coach Houston, I think, he has said a number of times that in all the practices that we don't get to see, that they've been pretty much equal, that they've both been pretty good. So I don't think we saw the best of Mason, especially in the spring game. So if you want to put a percentage on it, I would say right now it's 50-50.
Man, which is which is very it's something I didn't expect, I guess, this offseason, but it shows.
I don't think I expected it either, but I'm just going by what we were able to see.
Yeah.
And it may be maybe 75-25 Mason, because Mason's got the tools, and I didn't. I'm just basing it on what we had a chance to see. But in talking to Coach Houston, and I haven't talked to Donnie all that much, but Coach Houston said that hey, they both had really good springs the entire time, based on the 15 practices and that kind of thing.
Brian Bailey joining us on the Pirate Radio Live Line. Talked to Steve Shankweiler earlier today, and saw Coach Shank and his wife at the Dale Murphy event. He said she was a huge Dale Murphy fan, and he seemed to be in very good spirits. Saw him out at Pro Day as well, Bailey, and had a big smile on his face. And it seems like he's really enjoying his new role, and he's still around football, but not in that day-to-day grind, which he was in for how many? I don't know. Did y'all say the exact number today? How many years has he been involved in coaching, Bailey?
Well, Shank's one of those guys, like I always joke all the time, that my hair turned gray when I was 30, so people think I'm 90. But Shank, I never thought he's 70 years old. I had no idea until I saw it when I was doing some research for the show today. I thought, he's probably, in his 60s, early 60s somewhere. But he just turns, he told me, he said the 60s are fine. I mean, you hit 70, everything goes crazy. I'm not looking forward to that. But I think he's young at heart. I think he loves working for Coach Houston. You can tell that. He loves East Carolina because he's been here. This is his fourth stint as far as that goes. And I think when you hit it on the head, it's a position that he can still be close to the program, but he doesn't have to be, at every practice, every film study, and that's got to take its toll. We were joking about it during one of the commercial breaks. I football season's busy for all of us. I said, but they give me a day off during the week, so I might get Thursday and Sunday off for my 2 days off. And a football coach, there isn't a day off. I mean, they go Mondays this, Tuesdays this. We always talk about whenever they play on a Thursday night, well, every day gets confusing, but they like a rigid schedule, and that's what they do. But they go 7 days a week.
And I didn't know that. Yeah, I heard you mention it at the end of today's show about Shank being a high school coach, and I didn't know that until that Dale Murphy event. Shank and Mully and I were kind of just chatting, and he had mentioned he was a very, very young high school coach. Was it in Florida or Georgia, Bailey, where he was coaching some pretty big-time football as a young kid almost?
I was thinking Georgia, but
yeah, I think it's Georgia. I think you're right.
The high school name. And I didn't recognize the high school name. I saw that, and I think that's going to help him in this role,
right,
as the high school, working with, as the liaison between the program and the high school coaches, which they need somebody like that. The high school, especially in North Carolina, those high school coaches are very important to the program, and you want somebody has a good player come through. You want them to know who these kind of coaches are, and that's what Coach Shank will be working on.
Talking to BB, Brian Bailey joining us. Amazing baseball weekend out at Clark LeClaire Stadium, East Carolina. Back-to-back run ruling, the Cincinnati Bearcats, and we're talking about it today inside the Players Lounge presented by Delcor with the guys. But, man, Cliff Godwin got to be pleased with what his offense did and what the Arms did this weekend against Cincinnati.
And it's hard to believe that they were the only team in the D1 baseball poll top 25 to go undefeated for the week.
Wow.
And think about that. But, I mean, those SEC teams keep beating up on themselves. And, but nobody else in the country in the top 25 was able to, win all their games. Everybody played 4, some maybe played 5, but they're all dropping games here and there. And again, I mean, the sky was falling when the Pirates went 1-2 down in Houston. And boy, they righted that ship quickly, didn't they? And they've got a tough one for this week, though, because I think Charlotte's going to be difficult on the road, and obviously playing at Wichita State. I mean, if you somehow go 3-1 this week, you got to think that's a heck of a week.
Well, I heard Chandler mention it as I was coming in. 8 in a row here at home for East Carolina, and they are now 24-2 on the home turf at Clark LeClaire Stadium. But, Bailey, a losing record away and a 0-1 record on a neutral site. So, although I guess they counted the Queens game as a road game if they are 0-1 on a neutral site, but 4-5 away from home. And like you said, this week you're going to be away from the friendly confines. So a big week coming up.
Yeah, and I think that's what this team. This team needs challenges, and I think that's a huge challenge right there. Hey, you guys may think you're good, may think you're ranked 7th in the country, but you got to win a road game, and I think that's the challenge this week for these guys. And I like to. It's just fun to watch them play. I mean, it really is. They just especially when they're hitting the baseball like they are, and their starting pitching is so good on the weekends, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday guys, and Carter Spivey. And maybe he got off to a little bit of a slow start this year, but I think we were expecting so much out of him. But now he's settled down, and he's fun to watch. I mean, they're just really good.
So, Chandler, did I hear you say Spivey, AAC Pitcher of the Week? So that makes every weekend starter now has received that honor this year. Not bad. Not bad at all.
That's not bad.
You Savage, Grosz, and Spivey. Yep, I think all 3 of them have. Bailey, I don't think I talked to you. I think it happened maybe last Tuesday. I don't believe I talked to you about Bobby or maybe I did. Did we talk about Bobby Pettiford? I can't remember now. It goes, but
a little bit, yeah.
Wanted to get a little basketball talk in here as Mike Schwartz trying to add to the stable, and he's going to attack this offseason, bring in some help. And I was talking to somebody yesterday at AJ's about how you can really build a basketball team quickly. It can take one offseason, but a key thing about that is keeping what you got. And at this point, it looks like it's going to happen. But Ezra Ozar, Brandon Johnson, Jaden Walker, R.J. Felton, return as a nucleus, and you are able to add a Pettiford and the high school kid from Goldsboro and the 6'11" kid from high school. You start to. I always temper my expectations with ECU basketball, but I got to say, I'm starting to get a little excited about what Coach Schwartz is doing.
And now we've had 1 year of Coach Schwartz basketball, and we work with him a lot with the coaches show, but it's really comforting to see. He's coming. He's more comfortable with everybody. You hate to see him lose anybody in the portal, but that's the world we live in now. And like you said, the big key is keeping that nucleus together. The old saying, you got to get old and stay old. I mean, they got to get guys with some experience, and I think the big key, the number one player that they've got to really keep an eye on and really continue to grow with is Ezra. I think he's got the tools to be a really outstanding player. in the American.
Bailey, I'm going to set up a TV in your Grosz Dallas Cowboys man cave that you got there, and I'm going to take the remote from you.
What that description is not how you describe my man cave.
Your beautiful man cave that you got there. I've never set foot in there. I'm sure it's lovely, though. All right, I'm going to take your remote. You can only watch one game tonight. And let's say all times are equal. So would you watch the Carolina Hurricanes Game 1 of their series against the Islanders? Or would you watch Game 2, Warriors down 0-1 to the Sacramento Kings? That place was on fire the other night. You watching playoff basketball or the Carolina Hurricanes hockey?
That's an easy one. I thought it was going to be something hard.
Well,
the Cubs or something. No, I go Canes. I could care less. I could care less who wins in the NBA these days.
Yeah.
I grew up loving the NBA. I remember, when Willis Reed died, I was thinking about I remember that team. I remember them playing the Lakers. I remember staying up late just to watch some of those games. And I swear, the only reason I even watch the NBA in the playoffs is to see the TNT broadcast guys, Kenny Smith and Barkley and Shaq. I think those guys are entertaining, but that's an easy one for me. That'd be the Hurricanes.
Time to get on that postseason Hurricanes bandwagon. We'll recap Game 1 coming up Tuesday on Pirate Radio Live with Wade Minter, PA announcer, right there at PNC Arena. So Canes Islanders, Game 1 coming up tonight, 7 o'clock. It'll be on ESPN2. All right, anything else, BB, you got going on at WNCT Channel 9 we need to know about?
No, the Canes, the big news today, they announced this morning that they would start Antti Raanta at goal.
Oh, look at you with the hockey news. All right.
Exactly. So we got a little hockey news. Our friend Todd Gibson, who we have on from time to time, who was the winner, by the way, in the second chance with the Sweet 16, but he was at the morning press conferences today, and he always looks out for us with interviews and that kind of thing. So, and I think the Hurricanes are a really important part of our state in sports, and we try to show highlights of their games almost every time they play. Now we only get a certain amount of time to do stuff, and a local stuff goes first, and local includes East Carolina and that kind of thing. But the Hurricanes are very important to our area. There are a bunch of people from Eastern North Carolina that go to the games.
Right, yeah, I was going to hit on that you've got, and I'm a Hornets fan, but they are one of the worst teams in the NBA, so I didn't watch them all season. I'm not a Panthers fan. There's, of course, a lot of Panthers fans in the area, but there's also a lot of Cowboys and Washington and Steelers and everything else. The Hurricanes are close enough to go to games if you want to go to, and they are, on our side of the state instead of Charlotte, so we do take some ownership of them around here, and it feels different than the Hornets and the Panthers almost with these Hurricanes.
And I've never had a bad time at a hockey game.
Absolutely.
And I'm not a huge hockey fan like to watch on TV like with the Cowboys and with basketball and March Madness and that kind of thing. But I really enjoy, especially going to a game. I like to watch them on TV as well, because they're just. I think Rod Brindamore is just a class act. He's a guy who played. He's got a guy who's been through the wars. The guys love him, and I think they play hard for him. And I think if the Canes had Svechnikov still, I think they'd have a shot to win the whole thing. But I don't know if they can win it all without him.
Bailey, your hockey bullet points are impressing me right now. Very good. Good stuff.
Svechnikov.
BB, thanks for joining us, man. If you missed it, check out 6 o'clock. Great interview. Brian Bailey and Steve Shankweiler. We'll have it here for you on Pirate Radio, and we'll talk to you soon, Bailey.
Sounds good, buddy. Good luck with jury duty.
All right. Thank you. And I hope I don't see you in there.
Yeah, I hope you don't either.
That would be bad. Brian Bailey joining us today here. Sir, do you know anybody in this particular case? Yeah, I know that angry Brian Bailey fellow over there got mad after a Cowboys loss and took out on somebody at tiebreakers. What if that Bailey assaults man after Dak throws his fourth pick of the game? Let's do a mock trial.
Another pick by Dax by the 49ers.
What's up, Randolph? Hey, in honor of me having jury duty this week, we should do a mock trial one day here on Pirate Radio Live.
That would be fun.
All right, we'll have to make a case, and then we'll have our plaintiff, defendant, and we got to have a jury. I guess the jury could be the listeners, the viewers.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see.
Good idea.
See if I can cook some up.
Hey, good idea, man.
Hey, thanks, man. All right, let's take a break. When we return, Hour 3, Pirate Radio Live, we'll go back inside the Delcor Players Lounge and talk to Josh Grosz. He will join us. Also, we'll make you a winner Got that and more on tap on a Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We are back with you after this.
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, how can you help people with service in 2023?
We continue to offer free pickup and drop-off for the customers, and our customers' time is valuable. So we've added 3 additional Express Lube technicians to reduce wait time. That's our number one goal for 2023. And please don't forget, we service all makes and models. We're voted number 1 in Greenville by the customer. Come see us at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates. They're open every day and have live music every night, along with 18 big screen TVs to watch all your favorite sporting events. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesdays, it's line dancing. Thursday night is the dance party with DJ Kid Scene. And live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for more information on scheduled events, and we'll see you at the Buck.
Getting a Jersey Mike's sub top Mike's way with onion, lettuce, tomatoes, oregano, and the juice is the bee's knees. Actually, it's better than the bee's knees. I mean, what's the purpose of knees on bees? They don't crouch, they just buzz around. But Mike's Way has a purpose, topping your sub the authentic Jersey way. It's the cat's pajamas. Wait, cats don't wear pajamas. Mike's Way is better. Let's just leave it at that. Get your sub top Mike's Way. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Some things just go together. That's why Bojangles and Appalachian Mountain Brewery have partnered to brew the tasty beverage we didn't know we've been waiting for. Bojangles Hard Sweet Tea. Bojangles Hard Sweet Tea is perfect for entertaining, enjoying on vacation, tailgating, and any occasion when you want to bring the fun. It's always been Bo time, and now it's brew time. Pick up Bojangles Hard Sweet Tea today at your favorite local retailer. Proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing, supporting the Pirate Nation since 1989.
Wally's 2 Kettle Corn in Winterville is where you can find the tastiest popcorn around. Make it a movie night at home with Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. They have over 50 flavors to choose from, including classics like cheddar, caramel, and my favorite, better butter. Or try their specialty flavors such as Chicago Style, Wintergreen Mix, and MJ's Cheesecake. Wally's 2 also caters, so if you're hosting a party or event, satisfy your company with delicious popcorn. Check them out on Facebook or stop by and see Wally today on Fire Tower Road across from Sam Jones Barbecue. Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. Make it a poppin' day.
It's Bo time. Sometimes the craving for Bojangles Supremes is so strong you just gotta have them. Even when your gas tank is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the flavor of Bojangles Juicy Golden Supremes, especially when they're part of a perfect combo with 4 boldly seasoned chicken Supremes, a made-from-scratch biscuit, fixin', and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious southern flavor. So when the craving is supreme, put the pedal to the metal. It's Bo time.
Zero means zero at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Zero minimum purchase, zero interest, zero sales tax. Today at Bostic Sugg, zero gets you everything. Beautiful sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture, dining sets, and bedrooms. Then get a discount equal to double the sales tax or 72 months zero interest with zero minimum purchase. Plus, sleep better on a new Restonic or Serta mattress with a power base. Zero means zero, but there's zero time to waste. So hurry to Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Big jobs on big properties demand a big side-by-side. A side-by-side like the first ever Honda Pioneer 1000 Deluxe Crew. This flagship model delivers serious power and performance where you need it most. Even more, it offers best-in-class comfort for 6 occupants with back seat legroom beyond compare. As for build quality, we'll let the Honda name speak for itself. Head to Ron Ayers Motorsports and see the all-new Pioneer 1000 Deluxe Crew today. On approved credit, see dealer for details.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
I went to a party last Saturday night, didn't get laid, got in a fight, it ain't a big thing, late for my job and the traffic.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or visit qualityequip.com to find the location near you. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live, here on a Monday. We go back inside the Delcor Players Lounge and talk to Josh Grosz, East Carolina starting pitcher, and coming off a sweep over Cincinnati, and everybody got to go home a little early this weekend. I joked that Cincinnati should use some of their Big 12 money to refund all the fans that came out and saw baseball. They owe you another 4.5 innings. But some short games out at Clark LeClaire. We'll certainly take it. And great weekend of baseball, Josh. I know you got to be excited with what you guys did.
Yeah, we're hot right now, and it's always good when you can leave there a little early, which because it means the offense is rolling. But, yeah, it was a good weekend, good week, midweek game too. So looking to have another solid week this week with Charlotte and then Wichita State.
On the road. Yeah, where been a lot better at home than you've been on the road, record-wise. And something that, hey, now let's go out and prove we can play just as good on the road, that kind of thing?
Yeah. I mean, I think that we're just a different team than we were early on, and we struggled on the road early on, and I don't think we really found our identity yet as a team, but I'm confident right now that it wouldn't matter home or away. We're going to play our brand of baseball, and if we do that more times than not, then we'll be successful.
You're happy with the win, but how bummed are you that it says 4 2/3 instead of 5?
Yeah, that's
I figured you'd be a little bummed.
It's always a little frustrating. I mean, just because obviously you want to stack those wins in the column for being a pitcher, but I mean, we won the game, so I can't be too upset. But I mean, as a pitcher, you always want to get that 5th inning. That way you can secure the win. But like I said, I mean, we won the game, so it'd be pretty selfish for me to be too upset about that.
And while I'm picking on you a little bit, Cam Sheeler came into the game hitting below 100. Josh gets 2 hits off. One was a screamer down the third baseline. Actually, was a little dribbler. Yeah. The other was a home run to center.
Sure was.
Yeah. And we were up in the press box, and we were like, this guy. We were joking after his dribbler. Hey, watch out, he's getting hot. And then, sure enough, he kind of shut us up and hit a home run. So.
Yeah. Yeah, well, when you throw fastballs over the middle of the plate, that usually happens.
Yep. Mistake.
Yep, 100%.
Location. Yep. That is what happens to those in D1 baseball, I guess. But you didn't make many of those, and you had enough of a lead there, and you only threw 73 pitches. Was it almost like, all right, we're going to let Bill and Saylor carry the rest of the way here?
I honestly don't know the whole thought process behind it. I mean, I know anytime you walk a lot of guys, it's not a great sign from your pitcher that he's really locked in. So I think at that time, after like the second 2-out walk, the coaches were ready to make a change, and so they went to Danny, and then Saylor came in and closed the door.
Dominant at times, though, yesterday, Josh. 7 Ks for you in 4 2/3.
Yeah, I thought I got off to a good start, and I thought I got in some trouble there in the fourth, and then obviously the fifth I didn't make it out of, but I felt good the whole outing.
And I believe now every starting weekend pitcher has received Pitcher of the Week awards. You received one, correct?
I did, yeah.
Trey is Savage, and then Carter, who was the Pitcher of the Year last year, said, let me get a weekly award as well. He was named Pitcher of the Week today. So.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, props to Carter for going 7 scoreless.
He was bummed he couldn't get another one because you guys scored too many runs.
Another inning?
Yeah, he wanted another inning.
Yeah, he would have gone back out there. He had a pretty low pitch count.
Yeah.
I've never seen that many outs consecutively without getting a strikeout. I think there was he didn't get his first strikeout till the 4th inning or something like that.
It was Maddox-esque for you older baseball fans. Josh Grosz joining us. Josh, what was it like to see the bats get rolling 9, 10, and 13? And you would have scored more if you'd have played more innings, but man, offense was clicking this weekend.
Yeah, and I said it yesterday in my post-game interview that the last, I think, 3 weeks, their offense has really come alive. Ever since we lost to Houston, I think that we've kind of flipped the switch a little bit on offense and just really gotten off to a great start in the beginning of games, not waiting until the 7th, 8th, 9th inning to try and create some momentum. You know, when we start with momentum from inning 1 and keep it until the last inning, I think it's really hard for teams to beat us. And like you said, I mean, we're putting up runs a really high rate, which as a pitcher is always nice because you just got a little more room to work with.
You're right. Since Houston, some really big totals, and it kind of reminds me earlier this year, maybe the worst pitching outing for this team was the Duke game, and since then, like, the pitching has been on point. So you kind of have those, I don't know, wake-up calls or whatever they are, but you can kind of see a line delineate from there. From the Duke game, pitching's been great. Since Houston, hitting's been great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, I think something to look at too is like the pitching we've seen isn't like bad. I mean, the guys that we were getting hits off of against Cincinnati, like they got good arms, they got good stuff, and it's just a credit to our hitters 1 through 9, and then guys that come off the bench in big spots and getting their opportunities. They're taking advantage of them, and it's really hard to beat a team when we're outscoring our opponents. What's that? 43 to 4 or to 7. So.
Yeah, 42-7 to be exact. And 10-0. Now it was a 7-inning game. Do you still get pitchers BP for?
You know, I would hope so. I don't know. Whenever last Sunday against, or maybe 2 Sundays ago, whenever we were playing, what was the one before Houston? George Mason. That one.
8 innings.
Yeah, we didn't do it after that.
Oh.
I don't think we really had time because we played the UNCW game and then we flew out on Thursday or Wednesday.
So you're due like 2 BPs now.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, it's not your fault, the team's fault that the hitting's so good you can't play a full 9 innings. So let's get those pitcher BPs going. Carter said he was the best hitter on the team.
That's something Carter would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds about right. And we're still waiting. We were thinking about it. Is Saylor the only current pitcher that has taken a bat in a game? I think he said that Garrett was 1 for 2, I believe.
Yeah, he's 1 for 2. I mean, I know Landon Ginn, he hit at junior college, but he has not gotten an at bat in a Pirates jersey. But I think Cooch had some last year. He maybe had 1 or 2 last year. Or the year before that.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying current. Because we saw Bridges, Ryder,
Bridges had
those
1.
guys.
Yeah, Garrett's the only current player right now that I can think of.
All right. We got to fix that, Cliff. Let's get some more pitchers up there with ABs. So you mentioned Landon Ginn. We hadn't talked about him, but since he's returned to the team, just another great arm.
Yeah, he's been throwing it really well, and it's good to have him back on the staff.
What's it like to have Garrett back too? He pitched his best game, the game he had to leave down at Campbell, and then he's able to come in. And I didn't get to talk to him hour 1, Chandler did, but almost in a save-like situation because he comes in up 10. If he gives up a run, the game continues. Right. If not, it's over. So not a pressure situation, but man, it was great to see him back out there.
Yeah, it was awesome to see him back out there, and it just adds another weapon to our already really deep bullpen. And it's just, I think that we're gonna look up in May and even on the weekends that we're playing now and just be in a really good spot no matter what the score is because our bullpen's very, very fresh and we got a lot of good arms in there.
If you got a question for Josh Grosz, you can get that in. We've been reading some past questions. He asked about the road trip. He says, does having to fly a few hours or more really affect the away team negatively, or is it a myth? Can it affect your performance? Why are this team, so much better at home than the road?
I think a lot of it is the fans. I mean, it's always a privilege to play in front of 5,000, 6,000 of your own fans. That's not an excuse to play poorly on the road, but I think it's just more comfortable sometimes maybe for guys to play at home. But good teams, doesn't matter where you play, home or away or neutral, good teams find a way to win. So I don't think that it's going to be a problem for us from now on because I think that, like I said before, we're a totally different team than we were early on in the season, and it's not going to matter if we're home or away.
All right, Chandler, I don't know if you mentioned this. I met Jack Dover at Clark LeClaire this weekend, the real Jack Dover. Not some guy you think is Jack Dover.
No, and I'm actually kind of jealous of you because you actually met the Jack Dover.
I met him after Saturday's game, I believe. I also met ECU basketball player David Kasaganai.
David K.
That guy's the man. I love Dave.
I'm trying to get him on the show. In fact,
you got to get him on here as soon as possible.
He was late meeting me because he said he was with the team after the game on Saturday. Like he said, he knows a bunch of you guys.
Yeah.
So we're going to get him on the show. So that'll be fun.
Dave's a great dude. I love that guy.
Jack, did you ask Jack's question to Garrett earlier from YouTube? Do you remember? I'll ask it to Josh. He says, can you ask what a Bearcat is?
Yes, I did ask that question.
What a Bearcat is?
Yeah.
And Garrett had no answer.
Isn't a Bearcat kind of like a mountain lion?
A mountain lion?
Or like a...
mountain cat?
Yeah.
A mountain...
Like a Wolverine kind of thing?
Okay, now we're...
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
Wolverine.
It's like a Wolverine.
Yeah, but that's not a mountain lion.
That's not a mountain lion. It's kind of like a bobcat.
It is a weird... Its body's too big for its head.
Is that like known in Cincinnati that those are just walking around?
That is a weird looking thing.
Like,
They're native to South and Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Which is not very close to...
Well, they got a nice zoo in Cincinnati. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, a bearcat. Much rather be a pirate than a bearcat, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. We got to talk about Jake Hunter, the dance moves. Your thoughts on him, first of all?
I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny. I mean, I know like Charlie Hodges and a bunch of the dudes, they always like, whenever there's a certain song that plays during like a pitching change or like a meeting or something, or like a whatever on the mound, and everyone just yells at Jake to go and get the crowd fired up.
So is he peer pressured into
100%?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say, because when I was talking to Garrett and Carter, observing Jake as a person, whether it's post game in the media scrums or just seeing him on the mound, he doesn't seem like a guy that would go out there and do that. So
it's definitely we're yelling Jake, and then we're telling him where to look. So we'll scream like left field or right field or the stands or whatever, and he just starts pointing in the general direction where we're yelling. But I think he secretly likes to do it, but I would say it's like 75% peer pressure.
He's really good.
Yeah,
and
he goes out there and pumps
he
the
does
crowd
his
up.
best to mix up the moves. I like just when he does this number, but he had something like that going. He had the sprinkler.
Gritty.
Had a lot going on, yeah. I'm not going to ask Josh how many times he's been chewed out by Cliff Godwin. I feel like we've touched on that, and the answer is quite a few, I guess. Yeah. Earlier in your career.
Right.
More so than later.
That's right.
If Josh watched the game in the jungle... I don't know if we should ask this question. How many?
I didn't ask it.
How many hot dogs would you eat during a game in the jungle?
Like a full 9-inning game?
Yeah,
probably like 4.
All right, it's a pretty good number.
If that's the only food they have out there, then
yeah. What would be your preference?
Well, like, what else do they have?
Like wings.
I feel like
Josh
see
Thomas
like,
had burgers
pulled
out there
pork out there
yesterday.
sometimes. I feel like
yeah, picking style.
Yeah,
grab you some.
I'll probably crush that. I don't know.
Some pig. That'd be pretty good. Thoughts on the powder purple jerseys? Do you want to see them more, less, or?
I think they're really cool. Yeah, I like them. We haven't worn them in a while. We might. I feel like we might wear them at Charlotte. But
you always throw in the gold on Sundays.
Yeah.
And a lot of times with a camo hat because you're going for a sweep.
Yes.
So you like the gold? I hope so. You throw it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really much of a choice.
Carter, I do like the purple and pin look.
I like that
the
too.
pinstripes.
I like I think my favorite jersey combination is the black top with the white hat, but like with the American flag on the.
Oh yeah.
That's one of my favorite looks. That's my favorite hat. I think the white hat with the red, white, and blue.
What was your first gaming system?
I had like a little Game Boy when I was really young.
Okay.
I had a DS when I was probably in 3rd grade, little Mario Kart one.
Yeah.
And then I had a Wii.
Mm-hmm.
We got a Wii for Christmas in 2008, and my brother and I were playing Wii baseball. And I wasn't wearing the strap on the thing.
Oh boy!
And I threw a remote right through the Christmas tree.
Oh boy!
My dad wasn't very happy.
Nah.
But then I got a PS3. My brother and I had that when I was in like 4th grade, and then we got a PS4 when they came out when I was in like I don't know 7th grade. And yeah.
I asked because we were talking about Mario Brothers, and Jamie asked, does Carter know what a Nintendo is? You had a Game Boy. That wasn't too far after Nintendo, but have you ever played an actual Nintendo? Like the first one?
Like the ones that are like rectangles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, when you said Wii a while ago, and I guess maybe baseball would be your favorite thing to play
The
on
Wii Sport one?
Yeah, what's your favorite one?
Out of the Wii Sports?
Yeah.
I think bowling's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Bowling.
Gotta be bowling.
Golf's fun, but it's so hard for no reason. Yeah, bowling and then like tennis. Man, the tennis one's pretty fun.
Josh points out he gave Cincinnati's left fielder a sausage dog yesterday. I saw that on social media. That was pretty cool. And he was able to actually hold on to this one, unlike that fly ball that they said he caught. But I don't know. Live, I thought he dropped that ball, but they said it was on exchange. So, Brad says, who has the best arm between the guys when slinging the football pregame? Who do you think could throw the longest football out of the group?
Out of the pitchers?
Yeah. You can say yourself if you'd like.
Yeah, I think that I can throw one pretty far.
50, 60.
Landon Ginn can throw one pretty good.
I know we've asked you about other sports. Did you play football at all?
Garrett, though, I played football when I was younger, and then I played my freshman year of high school.
Quarterback?
No. I was like 6 foot, 150 pounds in high school. I was a freshman. So I played my first year, and then I was done after that.
Yeah.
I played growing up for about 6 years.
How is the arm right now? We're sitting here. You've pitched a lot of innings this year, but still more to go. You feeling
I feel good, yeah, especially because my last 2 starts haven't been that many pitches compared to, like, I'd say my season average on my last 4 or 5 starts. Actually, I think UCF I threw a decent amount, but I mean, after throwing 73 yesterday, I feel pretty good.
You were 93, 6 innings, and shout out to 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. But that was on 2 days short rest, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Did that feel any different when you're out there warming up or throwing?
I actually felt really good because at Houston I didn't throw very many. I think I threw 64 at Houston. So coming off, like, I was on 2 days rest, but like I didn't throw what I would consider like a ton of pitches. So the 2 days rest wasn't that bad for me.
All right. Let's see. Any other questions? You've had the past couple of Mondays, maybe practice. How about a Monday practice as opposed to Monday off? To, like, I don't know. Do you have a preference how the week is set up for you? Or you game for whatever?
I think it kind of depends on what the next week looks like and how we played the previous weekend or that weekend. So today was an off day, so we just had lift and we had a compliance meeting. And then some guys had to get some treatment and throwing in. But Monday off days are nice, especially after a hard, like a good fought weekend and week. So especially with us traveling a lot, sitting down a lot, I think it'll be nice to have an off day today. And then whenever we're flying and you kind of lay around the hotel all day, your body kind of tightens up. So,
are you coming back here after Charlotte, or
no? We're staying in Charlotte and flying out on Thursday.
Gotcha. So Road Warriors, and then NC State coming up next week before Tulane comes to town. So got a little road stretch coming up here. I know it was asked earlier in the chat. Outside of like North Carolina, NC State, who do you consider a rival? Do you have a conference rival?
Probably Tulane.
Okay, and we'll see them coming up April 28th, 29th, and 30th. And you owe them from last year. They were able to beat ECU in a series. How about, at this point, is Campbell a rivalry?
I'd say like non-conference in-state rivalries, probably Campbell, obviously NC State, but UNC. But those are probably the top 3.
I don't know. I don't think we've talked to you since. Have we talked to you since the state game? Just like
no, I don't think so.
Which you guys have had great crowds, whether it be George Mason, Cincinnati, whoever. But Josh Moylan hit that home run early in the game, and I said, Josh, that reminded me of your Virginia home run. It was early in the game, first run on the board, and he said I had that same thought because it was such a regional like atmosphere.
Yeah, it was.
And you didn't get to pitch in that because it's midweek, but like you feel that energy, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, that definitely felt like a super regional atmosphere, and I'd expect the same thing whenever we go there next Tuesday. But yeah, that was definitely the best crowd we've had all year. I bet you that UNC game coming up is going to be a great crowd too.
Oh yeah, chance to get them 3 times in 1 year is on the table for you guys. That'll be May the 3rd, and then Old Dominion coming up May 9th, and then another one against Campbell May 16th. That's the rest of the non-conference schedule for the Pirates, who sit right now 28-8. Are you aware that you're the only team in the top 25 to not lose a game last week?
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter this morning, which is pretty cool.
That is a cool stat.
A lot of upsets this past week.
Yeah, and 8 straight victories for these Pirates.
Did you see Ryder Giles close it out against LSU?
I I saw that it happened. I did not see it.
It was we were watching it live, and I was really happy for him. It was a pretty cool moment.
Shout out to Ryder, who correctly said John Rahm would win the Masters as well.
Ryder's a golf guy. He knows a lot. I've never golfed with Ryder, but I've heard Ryder could be an amateur golfer if he really wanted to.
He's not great at picks. At least he wasn't last year, but he made up for it with that pick. So Ryder's back in my good graces after giving me that pick. But yeah, cool to see you keeping up with former teammate there.
Yeah,
and we enjoyed talking to him last year on the Players Lounge. You got Burley in the minors, Gavin, or Burley in the majors, Gavin and Connor Norby tearing it up. So you keeping up? It's cool to see all those Pirates right now.
Yeah. I'd say that I keep up with Gavin pretty well, and CJ Mayhew and Agnos, and talk to Norby every now and then. But it's good to see those guys playing really well.
I know that scouts have been to Clark LeClaire Stadium, and some have looked at you. Have you talked to anybody like pro-wise about baseball career, anything like that?
I haven't talked to, besides the scout meetings we had in the fall, I haven't physically talked to any scouts.
What are the scout meetings?
They are right before winter break, I believe. Right before you go home for winter break. I think they're either right before winter break or right when you get back.
And do you meet with the scouts?
Yeah, they're either face to face or over Zoom.
Okay. Hey,
so
talk about your strengths and stuff.
Yeah, you talk about like who you are as a player. They ask you questions like what your strengths and weaknesses. What do you like? What do you see yourself improving on in the next few years? What do you see your biggest struggles? What do you do you have any questions for us about who we are as an organization and stuff like that? So it's definitely pretty cool. And I had a few teams reach out with that, but I try not to think about that as much as I can.
Well, through 36 games, I'll kind of steal some of those questions, Josh. What are you happy with about your 2023 season so far, and what do you want to do better as you go down this final stretch here?
Personally, I'm happy with my stuff, like the command of my pitches and the way that I've been able to consistently go out there and have quality starts. The thing that I'm most frustrated with and working to improve is just the walks. I think I've walked, 30 people.
25.
Okay, almost. But that's just, that's never a great sign of having command. But I do believe I do have a good command on my stuff. And so I need to get the walks down. But I feel like I've been just competing all year and trying not to think too far ahead. I try to take every start and go 1-0 in my start, and then just have that kind of mindset. And then after my start's over, just prepare myself for the next week. And I feel like I've done a good job of that so far. So I just want to continue that. And I feel like if I do that enough, and just follow with Trey and Spivey's shoes, then we'll look up in May and we'll still be in a good spot like we are right now.
Well, you're having an awesome year. Actual wise and numbers wise, you got a lot of silver medals here. You're second on the team in ERA. You're second on the team in strikeouts. You are the only pitcher with a shutout and one of two pitchers with a complete game. So numbers are stacking up here. The one is the one about, the walks. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, that's not a good thing to be in the lead-in, but
and also second on the team in innings pitched this year with 50. I don't know.
He's got 82 strikeouts. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a pretty big number.
Trey's something else. I'll tell you about that. That dude's one of the best pitchers I've ever been around.
2.32 ERA though. You'll live with that. That's solid. And 4-0 on the year. Sparkling numbers from Josh Grosz. All right, don't look at those too much.
Yeah,
you'll get in trouble. Yeah,
I will get in trouble.
They don't mean anything. Don't pay no attention. All right, Josh. Let's see. Anything else you've been watching? Anything? TV, movie wise?
I finished 1923 and 1883.
Oh, the
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Those were outstanding. I think there's two seasons of 1883 or 1923. Or no, they're coming out with a second season of 1923. But
all right,
I've only seen the ones that are streaming on Paramount, so I haven't seen the new ones yet.
I have not watched the latest season of Yellowstone.
I haven't either. I haven't watched it. I'm waiting for that to come on the streaming thing too.
I was going to say, so it's not there yet?
Not last time I checked, it wasn't. It might be now, but
I'll check it. All right, good stuff. Anything else? Chandler, you did a great job asking questions earlier. You got one for Josh? Or No further questions?
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, fair enough. We will talk to you next time. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Josh Grosz, East Carolina starter, joining us here inside the Pirate Radio studios in the Delcor Players Lounge. Delcor, the service professionals. If you need help with your plumbing, also heating, cooling, you can call 321-8868. Visit DelcorInc.com. All right, let's take a break. When we return, more to go. Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk some postseason hockey and hoops and look out what else is going on in the sports world. More to go. Pirate Radio Live after this.
Late for my job and the traffic was bad. Had to borrow $10 from my old man. It ain't a big thing. I went to a party last Saturday night. Told you that story would be alright.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. Are you ready and pre-approved if the home you want to purchase comes for sale today? Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offers over 50 years of experience.
To get started, call me, Joanne Weir, at 531-1148.
Joanne Weir, NMLS 75974. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender, NMLS 208.
Big jobs on big properties demand a big side-by-side. A side-by-side like the first ever Honda Pioneer 1000 Deluxe Crew. This flagship model delivers serious power and performance where you need it most. Even more, it offers best-in-class comfort for 6 occupants with back seat legroom beyond compare. As for build quality, we'll let the Honda name speak for itself. Head to Ron Ayers Motorsports and see the all-new Pioneer 1000 Deluxe Crew today. On approved credit, see dealer for details.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an auto owner's independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with auto owner's insurance.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's Hot Dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Welcome aboard the Pirate
pirate ship of fun.
Pirate Radio,
Prepare for the adventure of a lifetime.
the voice of the pirate nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Orthopedics East in Sports Medicine has been caring for Pirate Nation and the student athletes at East Carolina University for more than 35 years and are the official team physicians for ECU. Orthopedics East provides a variety of general and specialized operative and non-operative orthopedic services to meet the needs of the patients of Eastern North Carolina. For more information, call 757-2663 or visit orthoeast.com. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Alrighty, back with you. Enjoyed talking to Josh Grosz, talked to Carter Spivey a little bit, and the Chan Man, Chandler Honeycutt, handled the interview with Garrett Saykir. Man, it was awesome to see him back in action on Sunday, picking up kind of a save. It was obviously the game was out of reach. The Pirates were up by 10, but if Saykir gave up a run, the game would have continued. So it was kind of like a safe situation. He's able to shut the door, and we get to go home early on Sunday. East Carolina, back-to-back wins in 7 innings against the Cincinnati Bearcats. Very impressive. We recap that today here on the Delcor Players Lounge.
Actually, when I asked Garrett about that, did you feel like it was sort of a safe situation when you go out there where the game is over if you can give up no runs, or if you give up a run, then you have to keep going? And his answer was he actually forgot about the run rule.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he didn't. He had no idea. He forgot about the rule and the 10-run rule, and he said he went out there and just tried to do what he does every single time he goes on the mound, and that's just limit the damage and get out of there with no runs, and that's what he did.
Yeah, his first appearance in a long time. I'll look up that date when he last threw. It was his best outing of the year against Campbell. Chandler Honeycutt was at that game in Fayetteville, I believe. That was back on, Wednesday, March the 22nd. So he had missed just about a month. It was that 2-1 loss to Campbell, and Garrett Saykir was rolling until he had to come out of that game. He
5 strikeouts
in that Campbell game, 3 1/3, just 1 hit, 7 strikeouts in that game.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, 7 for Garrett Saykir. So by far his best performance of the year. Was able to come back, go a scoreless inning yesterday, and is obviously a big part of this team moving forward, whether it be weekend bullpen action or the action he could get midweeks against these good teams. East Carolina will be playing Charlotte, NC State, North Carolina, ODU, Campbell is what's left during the midweek for East Carolina here in 2023. All right, Chandler, I think I've said like 7 times now I'm going to get into the NBA and start watching these games, and guess what? I haven't.
Well, that's okay. I mean, we're still early into this thing.
I wanted to watch Saturday night Kings Warriors, but I was watching something else. I don't even remember what I was watching. Oh, what was I watching? I can't remember what I was watching.
Can I be a spoiler? The crowd was electric.
Yeah, that's the main reason I wanted to see it. The first time since 2006 they've been in the playoffs, won the game. So now Sacramento up 1-0. They'll play tonight, 10 o'clock on TNT. I may or may not watch. I don't know. Sixers up 1-0 in their series against Brooklyn. That is coming up tonight as well, 7:30 on TNT. Hurricanes begin their quest for the Cup as they play Game 1 against the Islanders, 7 o'clock on the Deuce. And we will talk to Wade Minner, PA announcer, recap that one coming up Tuesday on Pirate Radio Live. 4 Stanley Cup playoff games tonight. Florida against the top seed Boston in the East at 7:30 on ESPN. Minnesota's at Dallas, 9:30 on the Deuce. LA at Edmonton coming up 10 o'clock on ESPN. So that's going on. Buccaneer Music Hall Scoreboard presented by Dub Buck. I started watching the Boston Marathon bombing. There's a documentary on Netflix, and I started watching that yesterday, not realizing that today was the Boston Marathon and also Patriots Day, and that means a day baseball game in Fenway Park, and Boston lost that game 5-4 to the Angels. 2 hits for Shohei Ohtani in that game and a win for the Angels. And by the way, I did say the Rays are about to play a real team for the first time this year. They lost 2 games this weekend. Nobody responded to that tweet that I sent out, but
I never said anything.
The Rays played the Blue Jays. Blue Jays won 2 out of 3 over Tampa, but they're still 13-2 now, something like that, 14-2. So all those scores on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Duck Buck. And let's see, anything else going on in sports tonight? Baseball. I don't know. What are you watching? Canes? You're not a Caniac.
No, I'd get on the bandwagon for
But
playoffs.
But right now, first round. If I gave you the same option I gave Bailey, you got Kings Warriors game 2, Canes Islanders game 1. You're watching hoops.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that electric atmosphere again. That was fun to watch the other night. And it not only was it electric, it was a great game. But speaking of electric crowds, PNC Arena is going to be rocking.
Oh yeah,
so
it's going to be loud.
Why not watch both? Why not switch back and forth?
Because in my hypothetical scenario, you can only watch one. Oh. And by the way, you can watch both because they're at 2 totally different times. So you can watch the Canes first and then basketball second.
Okay.
John says, where is Agnos at? Well, Shirley Rhodes. That's a great question. Which one? I believe he's talking about Zach.
Zach is with the Fresno Grizzlies in single A ball, and Jake is with the Tampa Tarpons. But Jake has been on the injured reserve list or the injured list. He was I think the last time he was on the injured list was just recently, and that was for 60 days. So not sure what the nature of his injury is. But he has yet to pitch this season. Now, Zach has 2 saves on the season and unfortunately blew one yesterday, but the Fresno did get the win, but he only went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs. He did strike out a batter in that game. So that's where the Agnoses are.
All right, asked and answered. There is your minor league report. I heard you guys talking about that earlier and talking about Warren Saba and his pick almost 6 got down to like the 2 or 3 yard line, but we got to get him back on the show. He's fun to talk to, and happy for him coming off an injury. And you know, in those pro leagues, you get injured, they're looking at the guy to replace you, and credit to him for sticking with it, finding his role on the team and making a play in the first game. Eric says the Augusta Green Jackets are dropping a hat with a smiling pimento cheese sandwich logo. It just screams Clip Brock. I might have to look into that.
We have to see how the design works, because I mean the concept sounds good, but the presentation has to be legit for Clip to put his hands on it.
A smiling pimento cheese sandwich logo. I went hatless today because I had jury duty, but I went to the truck and found this Farm Bureau hat.
Yes, sir.
In honor of Brandon Manning.
I was going to say, I could have loaned you. I've got like 4 hats in my car right now.
Hey, always have an extra hat on standby
I
in case
always
I need it.
keep a hat on standby.
Well done.
Hey, why do you have so many hats in the back of your car? Well, I work with Clip Brock, who always needs a hat, so you never know.
Well, me, because a lot of times I will be you never know when you go somewhere and you're hanging out with some friends and an impromptu basketball game or softball game pops up and you're out playing and your hair gets all messed up and sweaty and you kind of need something to cover your head for a little bit. Sometimes that, or for example, this morning I, took a shower, realized I was out of hair product and my hair was looking a little,
that's what happens
what's
to
the
me
word
every
I'm
day.
looking for? What's the it's like when all I can think of is Monica from Friends. You remember when her hair just poofed out because of the humidity?
I do not.
Okay, well, there's a term for it, and I can't remember what it is. But when that happens, it happens to me every now and then, and it'll get all poofy and kind of weird looking, and I'm like, screw it. I'm just throwing on a hat today.
Eric was talking about the Augusta's Green Jackets pimento cheese sandwich logo hat. He said it is a little cheesy.
Oh.
And he requested a rim shot.
Wow.
Thank you, Eric. Let's take a break. That's supposed to be funny. Let's make somebody a winner now on a Monday edition of Pirate Radio.
Booty everywhere. Booty everywhere.
Alrighty, what are we giving away on this Monday?
Well, why don't we kick things off with a bang? How about a pair of tickets to a Down East Wood Ducks baseball game?
Dang!
At historic Granger Stadium. All right, 317-1250. What caller are we looking for?
12.
Caller 12, 317-1250. Scott says I could send you a DC Defenders hat.
Ooh.
I mean, I'll accept all. I need to get into some football team from that area.
Battlehawks. The Battlehawks has a really cool logo.
Is that St. Louis?
Yep, St. Louis Battlehawks.
Battlehawks. We should do a name that team for the USFL and XFL. All right, caller 12 is a winner. We're back with more Pirate Radio Live after this.
This is Aaron Williams with Ease Plumbing.
This is Mike Hoggart with Viva Electric.
This is Mark McGlawhorn, Roland Black Heating and Cooling.
We have teamed up to form New Blue Service Group, offering Eastern North Carolina the best in plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Same great local team, same great local service, just a new name. Contact us at callnewblue.com. That's callnublue.com. New Blue Service Group, where we are redefining service excellence. Call us today to help with your plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. Go Pirates!
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
In studio today with Frank Lee with Appliances Superstore. Frank, why should people go see you?
We make buying appliances easy, just that simple. We have the largest selection of in-stock appliances in Eastern North Carolina, which helps our customers save money every day. We offer a 12-month warranty on our appliances, plus we deliver and set up your new appliances and remove your old ones. Come visit us at the Appliances Superstore off 264 behind the new DMV, or shop us online at AppliancesSuperstore.com. Remember, we make buying appliances easy at the Appliances Superstore.
Zero means zero at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Zero minimum purchase, zero interest, zero sales tax. Today at Bostic Sugg, zero gets you everything. Beautiful sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture, dining sets, and bedrooms. Then get a discount equal to double the sales tax, or 72 months zero interest with zero minimum purchase. Plus, sleep better on a new Restonic or Serta mattress with a power base. Zero means zero, but there's zero time to waste. So hurry to Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for only $9.99. Plus, Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $9.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
You've had your new computer a few years now, but lately it's been running super slow, acting strange, and you're worried about viruses and losing data.
This is driving me mad!
Let the experts at University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern professionally diagnose your Mac or PC to see what's really going on. They'll determine the root cause and not just symptoms, so you don't waste money fixing the wrong issues. Call 252-558-1280 for in-store or remote service, or make an appointment online at universitypccare.com.
For the latest from the world of golf. Tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
This is Garrett Saykir, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Carolina Caliber has the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and is one of the top firearm dealers anywhere. They have everything you need for hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. Carolina Caliber will buy, sell, and trade. Carolina Caliber, locally owned and operated since 1960 on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. Now let's, and congratulations to Chip Wall of Farmville, picked up a pair of Wood Duck tickets. And baseball is back at Kinston. You can get your single game tickets and check out all the fun and the promotions planned this season right now at woodducksbaseball.com. Go Woodies. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Cliff.
All right, if you see Dude, tell him I said what's up.
Dude.
Met him last week. He hung out in the corner during a segment.
And make sure he's okay.
Of course, Dude is okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
Dude is a dude.
Dude's
a dude.
Dude smacked his head trying to get through. Dude's a tall dude.
He's a tall duck.
Preston says, is the word you were looking for last segment frizzy?
Yes.
Frizzy.
I just had it occasionally, you guys know this because you've been around me long enough. Occasionally, my train of thought will jump its tracks. There would be no survivors. Pretty much happened mid-sentence. I could not think of the word. And
it was frizzy.
It was frizzy. That's what I was trying to think of.
Thank you, Preston. Good to have people tuned in to help us out when we need to find a word we're looking for.
Yes.
Always. All right, thanks to the players for joining us on the Players Lounge today, presented by Delcor. And Chandler Honeycutt took over the hosting duties for an hour and a half of today's show. And again, I was illegally looking at my phone in the courthouse during jury selection.
Officer, he's right here.
And
he's right here, officer.
I had the volume down, but I was reading the YouTube chat, and they were all saying how much of a great job you were doing, Chandler.
Well, I appreciate those kind words from our viewers and listeners, and I appreciate you saying that as well. So, was nervous, but got very loose as the show went on. So, it was fun.
Are you prepared to do that again this week if we need you?
Yes, I will be much more prepared for more guests, and hopefully my stamina will go up as well.
Your what?
Stamina.
Did
I say stamina?
I think you left out a syllable in there somewhere.
I think I said
stamina. My stamina will be all right.
My stamina will be good.
Why say more words when few do trick?
Few do trick.
All right. The siren sounder tonight for the Carolina Hurricanes, not a great sign. You'd rather him be on the ice. Andrei Svechnikov will be sounding the siren rather than suiting up for the Canes. How about Bailey earlier giving us news on the starting keeper and talking about Svechnikov?
Who's the hockey guy on ESPN?
Well,
Melrose?
Barry Melrose?
Yeah. He's like the Barry Melrose of Pirate Radio.
Who knew? Who knew that was possible? Hey, we all go into kind of redneck hockey mode this time of year. It's fun to get behind a winning team. So, Chris has two words. Those two words are prop Quinn. That is a reference to Chandler Honeycutt, who does a great job on the video side of things, putting up graphic. I'm still waiting on my Clip Rock two-time Pirate Radio bracket champion. but does a good job putting up who the guest is, their name, and what they do. But one day when Ariel Epstein was on, Chris noticed you put Prop Quinn, Quenn.
Yeah. And Shirley's the one that actually sent that to, I believe, me and you, and that's when I first realized that I had made a mistake.
But the English language is crazy. Like, why do we need two E's there? E makes the E sound, right?
Yeah.
Prop Queen.
Yeah.
Queen.
You're trying, man. You're trying so hard, and I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
I got so tickled when I read it because I was just
Tickle
like,
pink?
"What?" I was laughing because Chris sent me the text and he said, "What exactly is a prop Quinn?" And I went, "Oh." I was like, "Why do you ask?" And he's like, and so he sent me the screenshot and I started laughing. I said, Chandler. I was like, this is the same guy who misspelled his middle name.
Jamie says it's Quinn in China. Chandler, were you aware of that?
Yes, I was.
Of course you were. You are bilingual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Multiple languages.
That would be something if you were bilingual and you couldn't master the art of English. You spent so much time learning Chinese that...
I took literally 6 years of Spanish.
How, literally?
Literally.
What are you laughing at, Shirley? I took 6 years of Spanish.
Dude, you can't do that while I'm drinking something.
I literally did. I took 2 in high school.
Good God Almighty! Take our final break. Get our final break.
I almost said high school, like Coach Smith.
You did say it. High school.
High school.
There was something. Oh, I wish Big Dog was still here because you said something during the interview, and I looked at Glenn and I said, "What did he say?"
That's just how Sampson County folks talk.
What did I say?
I'm trying to remember what the word was. Oh, but I turned and looked and I said, "Oh, that's that white bull coming out of him."
Eric said, "A tradition like no other. Chandler flubbing. No flubs.
No flubs.
No flubs. Send it.
Send it in. No flub at all." Jamie says, "Tap out, Chan man."
I'm tapping out. I'm done for the day.
Final break. We'll come back and wrap it up after this.
You're unbelievable.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates. They're open every day and have live music every night, along with 18 big screen TVs to watch all your favorite sporting events. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesdays, it's line dancing. Thursday night is the dance party with DJ Kid Scene. And live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow The Buck on Instagram for more information on scheduled events. And we'll see you at The Buck.
The Wood Ducks are back this week against the Carolina Mudcats starting Tuesday, April 18th through Sunday, April 23rd. Kick off your weekend with Thirsty Thursday with $2 beers and peanuts. Saturday, the first 1,000 fans will receive a clear bag sponsored by Piggly Wiggly. And close out your weekend with Dogs and Dogs Day on Sunday. So bring your dog to the ballpark and get $1 hot dogs. Go online to get your tickets in advance at woodducksbaseball.com or at the box office the day of the game. See you at Granger Stadium all week long. Go Woodies!
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the News. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Welcome back to the 2023 Wings Over Draft. Here's what's transpired so far. Clip Rock selected Honey Barbecue Tenders with the first overall pick. At 2, Chandler Honeycutt selected Loaded Waffle Fries. And a blockbuster trade, Shirley Rhodes traded up to get the Chicken Parm Tender Sandwiches 3rd overall. Now you're on the clock.
Draft your favorites today by ordering online at wingsover.com or by calling 758-9464. With no third party needed, Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Wings Over Greenville, your number one pick every time.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
Pirate Radio.
Join the crew.
Fire those things that go bang. Abandon ship!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Let's take a quick look at your stock market report as we close out the show, and it was a good day. The Dow was up 100 points and closed down at 33,987. The NASDAQ was up 34 at 12,157, and the S&P was up 13 points at 4,151. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now back to Clip.
All right, thanks to Chan Man for pitching in the first hour and a half of today's program. Shirley Rhodes helping out with Brian Bailey Show production. I plan on being here tomorrow. Jury duty rolls on, but I plan to be here 3 o'clock Tuesday. We'll talk to Ellerby to open up the show. We'll have Wade Mentor on, also Mully, Bryce Williams, and more coming up Tuesday, 3 o'clock right here on Pirate Radio Live. For the crew, I am Clip Rock. We'll see you then. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation.